stats, folks. It's all about sort of team play, the mini-map. If there's one suggestion I can make throughout the entirety of sort of spectating this final, it's pay attention to the mini-map.
Yeah.
Pay attention to those arrows. It's so hard to kind of express just how much teamwork goes into it and how much chemistry goes into it.
Well, the guys in the production room were talking about some of the key player matchups, and here's the battle they're looking forward to seeing here. Zuma versus Karma when it comes to Search and Destroy. You see Zuma, he was at the top of the leaderboard right behind Miracles a little bit earlier in the day. He and Clayster held the 3 and 4 spots. A 1.46 S&D KD coming off the loss to Infused in that game mode, but very strong play throughout the weekend from Zuma. On the other side, you got Karma there with a 1.12. 27% of the team's S&D kills belonging to Karma. On the other side, Zuma, 32%. What do you like about each of these guys in S&D specifically? I remember just watching Karma dominate the Black Ops 2 scene 2 years ago, back in 2013. He was the best player in the game in S&D in my mind.
Zuma specifically, I mean, it's just his ability to create first bloods out of nowhere. It's his no fear, hesitation, similarly to Damon. They're not afraid to make plays. They're not afraid to take risks, which perhaps lose the round. But ultimately, you know, it wins teams games, making those plays, being able to create those opportunities, create those openings on the map. We saw it numerous times versus Infused. Zuma obviously picked up that ridiculous ace on Detroit. Damon, on the other hand, having teamed with Damon before, it's like he pulls a clutch situation out of nowhere. You feel like the round's over, the other team's wrapped it up, and then boom, he pops a 2-piece or a 3-piece to get his team the round.
Yeah, if you think there's an impossible clutch to make, he is the best player in the world to do that. These two, when it comes to Call of Duty, they have the biggest balls when it comes down to it. They make them. Why Zuma makes the biggest first bloods? He's a little skinny guy, but he has huge testicles when it comes down to it.
Enormous testes, says Shane. Last night we saw Zuma dropping the ace going up against Infused. I think that was really fun to watch on Detroit. And then earlier today, just a few moments ago, we saw Karma picking up a nasty 3-piece to open up the Search and Destroy against OpTic Nation. Search and Destroy, as we mentioned before the match kicked off, will be seen 3 times in this best of 7. It'll be the final game 7 if it goes the distance. We're also going to see 2 hard points and a second uplink now as game number 6. Fellas, before we send it over to the casters, we got to get your predictions as always. Shane, coming in. You and I were on the Faze hype train. You still there?
I'm going to have to stick with Faze still, but both teams have played insane today. I can only see it to go into game 7.
Swanee, I know you like to know the map, so let me read them off to you. Hardpoint Solar, Biolab Search and Destroy, Uplink Comeback, game number 3, Hardpoint Retreat, Search and Destroy Recovery, Uplink Detroit, and S&D Riot as a game 7.
I think I'm approaching this from a far too detailed perspective, given the caliber of both teams, but I'm going to say 4-2 based on the maps in favor of OpTic, so I'm going to go in contrast to Shane, in contrast to the Faze hype train. Apologies to the Faze fans at home, of course, folks, but I'm going with the green wall on this one. Basically, it's going to be the hard points they're going to take. I think if they're going to lose a map, it's comeback. Should it go to the Detroit uplink, they're going to win that, no doubt, because that's OpTic's, that's by far unequivocally their best map, or their best uplink at least. So yeah, I think they're going to lose comeback uplink. Haven't looked that strong on it, and you kind of highlighted Damon's performance on that map specifically. And they're probably going to lose maybe another S&D, maybe the first Biolab or the recovery.
Well, it sounds like we got a little bit more time as our players are going to keep warming up here. Let's go map by map, starting with Solar Hardpoint. Very strong performances on either side. Most recently, we saw Scump dropping the 47 bomb. They didn't even go to the time limit. They finished it with 250 to just 117 against OpTic Nation. On the other side, we saw Faze with some crushing victories on this map as well. Who wins the face-off, guys?
It's all down to it's impossible to call, because when you're talking about players such as, well, the determinant factors on this map are obviously going to be the assault rifle players. Despite the fact that Scum sort of dropped, 47 in the previous match versus Nation, I still think it's the assault rifles who are going to kind of dictate each engagement. It's whoever comes out on top versus Clayster and Formal. It's too hard to call. It's just who plays better on the day and who's kind of in the right mindset at the moment.
Shane, do you think Faze can strike first blood?
I completely agree with Swanee. It's going to come down to the ARs again. The secondary AR, I think it will be Crim 6 versus Enable. That's also going to be huge. These SMGs cannot drop 47 kills like Scump did without these ARs controlling the map. When your ARs are underperforming that map, it's so hard to run a sub on you. It's like a 40 death game simply. But I think with like the amount Clayster, he's the hungriest player in the world. And that's going to be a deciding factor, especially on that map. And I think he's going to beat Formal to it.
I'm really looking forward to the third hardpoint when it goes back into kind of the garage area. We're going to see Can Faze hold their setups? OpTic Nation got blown out basically every time they set up, and you saw how strong OpTic Gaming was once they got in there. For you guys, what is going to be the most important aspect outside of kind of the gun battles between the ARs? What's going to be the most important hill for our audience to focus on?
It isn't particularly, I think, just specifically limited to this matchup, but in terms of in hardpoint solo in general, it's going to be the rotation from the 3rd to the 4th hill, so the garage hill to the top road hill. The reason being that because of where those hills are positioned on the map, folks, it's sort of once you spawn the other team out, they're spawning at the complete opposite side of the map because you're going to push both sides. There's nowhere for the other team to spawn to sort of hold spawn close to the hill. So once you get that 4 down, which, you know, we might not even see because I expect these teams to just be constantly trading kills. But if one of them does happen to get a 4 down, the other team need to rotate and basically relinquish, 40, 50 points.
Guys, I want your tweets. Send them our way. Let Swanee, Shane, and I know who's going to drop the most kills in game number 1. The players getting fired up, ready to go. You see Clayster in his booth, talking to the team, getting them hyped up, talking to Young and Tatch, making sure he knows the battle plan, what is going to be their opening strategy. On the other side, very cool, calmed, relaxed, formal, just kind of hanging back, getting ready to get this one going. One other storyline that I think a lot of people may forget is last time we were here in London and we saw OpTic Gaming holding up that trophy, there was a guy not wearing an OpTic Gaming jersey, but he's now wearing a Faze jersey. Enable, also a returning champion here coming into the Summer Championships.
The players in those booths are just all champions. They're just all winning players. Zuma hasn't won as many as other players, but with the way he's playing at the moment and the way his team are playing, there's going to be so many championships to come. Enable, moving over to Faze, maybe he knows some things about OpTic that can help him in this. And then again, maybe OpTic are also thinking that, and they're going to be like hesitating on what they should do in case Enable knows in that.
I'm glad you both brought that point up, actually, because I think that's one of the largest contributing factors towards Faze's recent success and their rise to prominence, is that the fact that Enable's played with them at multiple tournaments. He is at 100%, if not sort of copied their strategy, but adopted certain elements of their metagame into his own team and sort of said, look, guys, this is what we're doing wrong. Because, of course, before that point, OpTic was regarded by far as sort of leading the game in terms of metagame and how to approach it. And when you play teaming with players such as Krim, it's just invaluable knowledge that you pick up even from a few tournaments.
I just got word from production. The final players are joining the lobby now. Looks like Crim6 has stopped the conversation with his squad. Everyone is on the same page. The match is ready to go. Let's send it down to our casters for the grand finals of the Gfinity 100K. Mr. Matthew J. Morello and Brycey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's finally here. The match everybody has been looking forward to all weekend long. We're going to hit it up in a best of 7. It's OpTic versus Faze.
I just want to clarify before we start this, my middle name does not begin with a J. Puckett has made that up. It's kind of taken a mind of its own. My middle name begins with a B, but this is going to be a fantastic series. Best of 7. Don't think anyone really could have predicted anything else coming into this event. Your top 2 teams were Faze and OpTic coming in. Faze, they've looked better over the last, month, right? Month and a half.
Yes, they have.
But OpTic this weekend just seems fired up to me.
So
Seeing Scum and Krim a lot, they seem to really have that fire this weekend.
This is the interesting thing for me here. If you want to, predict this, I don't want to do it personally. For me, you're sitting there going past ropes and go, well, Faze won the last tournament. They 3-0'd OpTic in the final. I do believe OpTic may have been a little bit more tired at that point. Maybe been off their game, off tournament. I'm going to say it's an off tournament. But that could all come down to this. I know OpTic Gaming today are incredibly fired up for this. They're so hungry to take down Faze.
It's 2 teams that are really motivated,
yeah.
Right? Faze, they win the last event. They looked great. I mean, they really put it to OpTic. They beat OpTic bad at the last event. And then OpTic, they looked great coming back on Sunday at UMG. Just couldn't put it away there in the finals. They were spent. Now coming into this weekend, they're like, if we got a clean shot at Faze, we didn't have to play all day long and work through that loser bracket. We would have taken them, the distance. They thought they would have won that series. This is really their chance to prove that. I think OpTic, they've looked great the entire weekend, but nothing matters up until this point, right? You can beat everybody up until this moment. This is the only match that matters. It's your grand finals.
And you know what? It's been that story all weekend long. People have been saying that every single game you've seen either Faze or OpTic being in. People have been talking about Faze versus OpTic, regardless of how long that was. We were talking about that Friday afternoon.
It was something that you kind of thought was inevitable.
Yeah.
Right? They came in the clear-cut 2 best teams. When you saw they were on opposite sides of the brackets, you could see this match coming into form. And when we take a look at the maps, Bryce, that's really what's going to decide this for me. I would say I would favor OpTic in the uplinks. Like Faze, for as good as they are at Hardpoint and S&D, isn't as good as uplink team. I think I would favor Faze in the search and destroys in this matchup. And in the hardpoints, I would definitely favor OpTic. And you see the first one's going to kick off with a solar hardpoint. Clay said their two best maps, solar and retreat, are on hardpoint. So they're going to get both of those in this matchup. Don't, love Clay. Don't know how much they're going to, stand a chance against OpTic in retreat hardpoint. Solar, though, this is a winnable map in game 1 for Faze.
It certainly is here, and this, I think you made a bold prediction earlier while we were talking about this game. You were saying that maybe whoever wins this first one goes on to take the entire series.
Well, I believe the stats, for who takes this first game, they usually go on to win the series. And I think the reason why Faze is so good on solo hardpoint is because Zuma, right? It's a lot of pressure on your subs on this map to really perform. Zuma, one of the best players on solar hardpoint with the subs. So we're going to jump right into the game on board with Zuma first.
Well, jumping on board with Zuma as he goes in here. It's about to be a slugfest between these two teams. Zuma instantly going down to Krim, and Karma making sure as he gets a two-piece there almost straight away.
Yeah, and it's going to be Krim
3.
set on top of this top glass, just looking over Scump in the hill, and he's going to have players jumping down. But Karma's on a 4 streak right now. He's starting off this final as well, and it's actually probably the best event I've seen him play with OpTic Gaming thus far, right? I mean, he's had some up and down performances. I think Damon would even tell you that.
I think
so
you can count this one as an up.
I mean, so far at this event, even speaking with Teep before this matchup, he thought this is Damon's best event with OpTic Gaming. Don't think you can really argue that much. Outside of the comeback uplink games, hasn't really been too stellar on that one.
No, it certainly hasn't. Just been playing the objective more than anything else. Formal, though, is 5-1. Still putting the hammer down. OpTic Gaming have came to play at the beginning here. 36-1 already as Formal tries to take. Will be cleared up by Scumpy anyway. Not actually able to get that kill. And now Formal continuing to run a train in the middle. Eventually going to go down. Here comes the rotation. And it looks like OpTic Gaming will have the spawns to begin with.
Yeah, and Clay is going to start moving over towards this second hill. For Faze, is going to have players up top, going to be able to take down one, but that's a huge lead for OpTic Gaming at the start here, Bryce. 40-10 to kick things off. You kind of look at that middle hill and you say, you don't need a ton of time on it. It's something you kind of consider garbage time, but it's a really good bonus time for later of the game, right? OpTic can keep playing their playstyle where they don't like to rotate early. They like to take a lot of the times on these hills. They like to just force those gun engagements on that rotation.
Oh my goodness.
It plays right into their favor when they take a ton of time there. You see Scump going big, picking up 2 kills in the middle, and this looks like a complete dominating performance from OpTic thus far.
I did tell you, I was speaking to Formal earlier, and he was angry. He was like, people keep talking about Faze like we're not even here. We're ready to play this game. And so far they are. It's Slay Baby Slay as Crimsix, Scumpy, Karma, and Formal all combining, just lay the hurt right now. Looking at Zuma, interesting stats. He was 1-10 just a second ago.
Yeah, getting off to a rough start is Zuma, but you'd expect that out of a player like him, right? I mean, put so much pressure on the hill, sometimes going to win a lot of those engagements, and a lot of times, going to come up, on the short end of those. But that's what makes Faze a good team, is that in hardpoint, when things aren't going their way, they commit to that playstyle. You won't see Zuma because he's going negative, because he's struggling, just change from that playstyle. He'll keep flooding those hills the entire game. He'll keep forcing those gun engagements, and eventually he knows he's going to win them, right? So that's exactly what makes Faze a good hardpoint team. You see, they're starting to claw a little bit back into this, not as much of a blowout anymore. It's going to be enabled in the hill, has Krim in there with him. He's going to have him dash to his right, not going to be able to pick him up. He's going to drop Krim on your screen now, going to be able to pick up one. It's going to be OpTic in control of the hill. Still a decent amount of time left on this one.
I feel like there's so much history and tension between these two squads, there'll be no quarter given. I think they're just going to go head on this entire map and just see who's the better slaying team. Right now, it does look like it's OpTic's favor, and you've got to say a lot of that scum, but just putting the hammer down. They seem to be putting a lot of pressure onto Faze to play at their tempo, and it is working right now. However, hard break for OpTic Gaming coming in here. Former going up top, not quite able to clean up a touch, does somehow stay alive in that scenario. Rest of the team reinforcement. Here comes 4 members of OpTic Gaming, and they are all coming in. Krim getting a 3-pick set, they're completely open up. Can he get Clayster as well? Looking for that fourth on the hill, chasing him down, has to slap in the clip. Gonna get Clayster at the same time. Krim gets every single member of Faze.
Unreal plays by Krim right there. He was able to take out 3 players. Then Scump's going to control the hill for OpTic Gaming, and they're starting to build that early lead. We said Faze starting to make that comeback now. OpTic in complete control, taking this top hill, and I think Scump's kind of heard a lot what everyone said over the past month. A lot of players, and people speaking in the community that they think Zuma's probably been the best player over the last, month or two, which I think you have a very good argument to say that. I mean, Zuma's been absolutely unbelievable, but Scump definitely has heard those words, definitely wanted to come out and prove that he's still the best player in the game.
Like I said, it's really dangerous that OpTic Gaming have come into this tournament so hungry and have faced so much criticism from the fans. Everybody's going to be on a Faze hype train here. And right now, it is OpTic Gaming. This game is nowhere near over yet as we head into the last hill with 30 squads. Enable staying in there is going to be flooded out. OpTic Gaming will now be in it. Clayster looking for the pinch and to cut off any glass control that he can.
And Faze is the team that can get hot quick, right, Brycey? I mean, this is a team that you can see Enable rattle off 4 or 5 kills in a row. Clayster go on long streaks. Attach and Zuma start to heat up. They are not out of this game. I mean, the score obviously heavily favored in OpTic's way, but this is a Faze team that will not just give up. A lot of teams we've seen this weekend, when they get down, the communication stops. They start to just not shoot as well, not really, I don't want to say give that effort, but they really don't. I mean, to be honest, they just kind of give up in the middle of these games, and I don't think you're going to see that out of this Faze team.
Now, what I'm seeing is a few more two-pieces actually out of OpTic Gaming. I mean, Clayster just picked up 2 there. Scummy, though, coming straight but in. Not able to get it. Clayster picks up the 3rd. Big kills from him. Crim's definitely trying to take him down. Gets a 2-piece of his own. Cleaned up by Attach as well. You know what? Faze have put a valiant effort up on this last hill, considering how many times OpTic Gaming have actually cleaned it out. But right now, we're going reset, second rotation, back into the middle hard point. Let's see if OpTic Gaming can get another 40 points here.
We saw Attach start the game off with an AR, now running the SMG, so trying to get a little bit more pressure on these hills. We'll have to see, Zuma switched as well. No, Zuma's going to be running the submachine gun, so sometimes they like to have Zuma run an aggressive AR roll, and you see he's just kind of stuck underneath the glass right there. Formal over in mid-cut, just trying to pick up some kills here. And Faze hasn't been able to do anything on this middle hill. This is the hill that actually OpTic's taking a ton of time on, to be honest with you, Bryce. And then that top
I think it's
hill,
the
they got
barrel
a ton of
control
time as well.
I think it's the barrel control. They're running so many barrels. I think it's 3 they've got out at the moment. Grim, Karma, and Formal running it. They're just holding. They're just completely pushing them out here. And then when you've got Scum putting 25 and 16, and he's the only one running an SMG, it's control.
Yeah, and Enable was actually on a 3 streak there, but 100% agree with you, Bryce. Going to go into the second hill. Still a big lead for OpTic. If you're Faze, you just need to play for this 3rd and 4th hill. If you can take good time on those, able to make that comeback. I think if you were to take more time on one of those goals that you're really going to end up having to actually win the game on, right? If you can get good time on 3 and 4, you're going to have to win 2 and 5, so to speak. Yeah. So I think this hill, you have a better chance than the 5th hill. The 5th hill, you'd never want to see it come down to the wire. That's when you can easily jump in from multiple locations and just contest. So I think if you're Faze, a great indication if they're going to even be able to make the comeback, just have enough points on the clock then to make the comeback. Going to have to start here.
Well, right now, the spawns are in favor of OpTic Gaming. Zuma doing really well to stay alive in this scenario. Has 4 streak to his name. Looking for his 5th. Will pick that one up. Contested again. Looking for the hit. Not able to get it. Grim comes in for the 2-piece. And now both squads are going to flood back into the hub one here again. It's going to go in favor of the guys from Faze. And here comes the rotation.
Yeah, and Zuma on the rotation. I believe it was actually Clay over there with him. Clay is going to get dropped, so Zuma has to go big here for Faze. He's going to be able to pick up 1. Now, I like this play. He's just going to try and waste time up top. Now going to jump down to the hill. He's going to be able to pick up 1. But you see all the members from Faze flooding the hill. You're going to have Clayster picking up 1. Enable getting another. Now it's going to be Faze flooding into the hill. They just need to go all the way across. You see Clay picking up 1 with a nade. And now you're going to see him flood all the way across to the hard point. And they do that to really push out the spawns of OpTic, though. Does not matter. OpTic's gun's too strong, able to break into the hill, Bryce. 30 seconds left on, and this is a good chunk of time for OpTic Gaming.
OpTic Gaming play so unconventionally in hardpoint. They love hard breaks. They love sitting there and just slaying their way back into the hill, regardless of setups. It's something they're infamous for and something that people have been pointing out time and time again. But here they go, slaying power on the hill, 63 to 107. It's still OpTic's game as they increase their lead even more so. This top rotation is critical now for the guys on Faze. They have to have a good hold.
And you see on the minimap, everybody from Faze rotating up top. This is a huge battle up top. Attach not going to win that one. Zuma, though, he's going to get 1. Needs to pick up this second player. He's to his right. It's going to be Crim, able to pick up that kill. Can he get the second? He does. Picking up Clay. He's got another person challenging him in the hill. Enable. He's going to drop, though. And it's going to be OpTic breaking that so easy, Brycey. And that's exactly what you didn't want to see if you're a Faze fan. Nope. OpTic able to rotate late. We talked about how that was their strength in hardpoint. Faze, they play it so consistent all throughout. They're going to rotate early. They're going to play the right way. OpTic, they rely so heavily on gun skill to get by in hardpoint, and it is proving to be very effective here as they're at 190 to 116. and it does not look like they're stopping anytime soon.
No, it certainly doesn't. Look at the versatility actually coming out from OpTic. You've seen multiple players from them actually change from Bow to SMG, and now Crim's running an SMG as well, and he's got 14, captures to his name. He was running a Battle at other points in this map, and they seem to do it hardpoint by hardpoint and relying on the slaying power. That's all they're concentrating on here. No set rolls, no worrying about setups. We slay, we slay, we slay, and we push you down. I mean, Crim's dropping 43 to 32 with the most objective work on his team.
And I know deep down it kind of pisses Crim off when people they're saying not the same player as he once was. And
wrong.
I think that's just a real kind of misconception of what he needs to do for this OpTic team, right? Scump is so talented, able to pick up so many kills. Same with Formal. His job, Crim, isn't to pick up tons of kills. If he wanted to, I guarantee you Crim could just jump in any hardpoint game and pick up 38 to 40 kills.
Yeah.
But that's not his job on this team, right? He's going to guide Formal and Scump around the map, let them wreak havoc. And then in the games where they slack a little bit, he's going to step up because he knows that's what the team needs.
Interesting thing for me about this hardpoint that is, of course, going to OpTic Gaming for the first time. You know what? This has actually been OpTic Gaming take it from the get-go and held this lead the entire way through.
Yeah, I mean, Faze, they got off to a really bad start, right? OpTic took a ton of time on that first hill. They won the garage and top parking lot hill on the first rotation. Faze never was able to recover after that. Pretty flawless victory there for OpTic, 207 to 143. Wouldn't say that's a blowout by any stretch of the imagination by the score, but you never felt that Faze was going to fight their way back into this game. You always felt that OpTic had complete control all throughout.
Yeah, it was just training. I mean, it was basically how OpTic Gaming wanted to play. They're sitting there going, we're ahead now, so we don't have to do anything tricky. We don't have to worry about, certain rotations or playing for scrap time too much. We can basically, if we want to play for scrap time, we'll push through. If we want to rotate, we'll rotate. What they did is they played their game, which is slaying. They said, we're going to just slay, we'll push it out every single time, and we'll just keep hammering them. We'll hit the brakes when we need to.
Right. I mean, it also helps when you have Crim coming out 47 and 36 with 15 caps. I mean, there's not much you can do regardless of what else happens if he's putting up those types of numbers. We can actually take a look at the stats. It's going to be Crim 47 and 36, Scump 37 and 34. Now, Formal and Karma both around the even mark. That's okay with the scores from Faze. You have Attach sitting at 31 and 40 for me, 32 and 40 for Zuma, and Enable 38 and 31. Clay going positive as well. It's those two SMGs at the top. I think you really need great games out of those two if you're going to put any pressure on OpTic and Hardpoint. We've seen that's what's given them trouble in the past. This one, OpTic able to neutralize those two SMGs, and that's what's given them that map 1 win.
For me, I'm wondering how different this map would have been if Faze had a better start on middle hardpoint. You got to remember they went down by almost 40 points.
Right, they get a free 40 seconds. So to
and then towards the end of the game, it may have made them a bit easier. It would have been put a lot more pressure onto OpTic on some of these because they went fairly even throughout the rest of the rotations. But like I said, that was what OpTic wanted.
It was the middle hardpoint twice.
Yeah,
that's something we don't see. I mean, OpTic did a great job in the first rotation, taking the parking lot and garage. But outside of that, the hill that I think they gained the most amount of time on was probably that first one, which is a bit of a shock.
Twice. How do you do that twice?
You just never got any. The players on the outside of the hill for OpTic did a great job. And the first time it was Scump laying down in the hill. Karma gets off to that 6 streak, I believe. Formal playing really well at the beginning, and they never got any pressure on Scump in the hill. I believe it was 40 to 10 that moment in time. In the second half, they were able to get a ton of time yet again.
If you remove P1 from this, I think it would be pretty much even between these two squads. If you look at the way the rest of the hills played out and how much trading and how much they actually switched here, I think Faze were a little bit better on the rotations, but we knew that was going to happen because how OpTic play hardpoint in the terms that they like to break. They're very good at breaking, they're very good at holding up enough and putting enough pressure on they can get a 4-man pinch.
Right. I think, OpTic probably still a little bit more in the lead, I would say, at least in my opinion.
I think it would have been considerably
you're 100%
closer.
correct. I mean, they split those first two hard points, in the first rotation, the first hill, just in general, the entire game. I think it's probably a little bit more even. We're going to go over to a Biolab S&D for game number 2. And this is the game mode I would favor Faze in. OpTic over the last month and a half, this is the game mode they struggled in. This is the one they've been practicing, right? I mean, they know they have Faze's number and uplink. They're pretty confident they can win the hard points as long as they outslay. This is the game mode that Faze gives them the most trouble in.
It certainly will, and let's see how this one kicks off. On board with Scumpy Festival on the attack. And we're going to see just how this one goes to town. And you can see right now we're on board with Formal. He's going to see Clay straight away. The big infamous battle going down. Advantage to OpTic Gaming.
It's going to be Formal pushing up pretty hard, and that's actually probably going to catch Clay off guard. OpTic, their kind of knack, their kind of criticism in hard S&D has been they haven't played fast enough. Karma goes for a kick right there. not able to pull that one off. It's going to be attached at last
my
one alive
goodness.
for Faze. He's going
needed
to put
to make
down a
that.
bunch of shots on the
he
outside,
should have
not
made
able
that.
to finish off that player. It's going to be OpTic winning round number 1, but OpTic's kind of, their criticism over the last month in S&D is they've been so hesitant, right? How many times we've casted them, we've seen, 20, 30 seconds left on the clock, and they're still just kind of hanging around with the bomb right there. Clay just kind of hanging out on top of that, small green catwalk. He gets caught completely off guard by a fast OpTic push.
Well, you know what? I mean, that almost come down to a 1v1, and you got to say, once Formal kind of got control there, he got the first pick, and OpTic game do rely on that at points. And you know what? They didn't really capitalize on that much. Karma almost got caught out, and he did eventually get caught out by Zuma, sorry. Jumping on board with Attach, though, here is going to be having the sniper rifle out, looking for his first pick. Zuma also being aggressive, almost catches Grim there, will eventually get him. Hit marker coming. Clayster has also going to top down Karma. Scubby now heavily damaged, but still managed to take down Clayster here. Looking for the trade here, Zuma being aggressive, trying to hunt him down. Not able to find anybody. 2 versus 2.
And Zuma's such a talented S&D player. I mean, we see it all the time.
First blood Zuma.
I feel like him and Krim have some kind of rivalry. Krim hates Zuma's flanks. Zuma obviously loves his own flanks. They definitely work for him. I mean, we've seen him prove it over the last 2 months. Formal's going to be able to take him out with the bow. It's going to leave Attach in a really tough position here.
Oh,
the
with a
2v1
sniper.
against Scump and Formal.
And really
he has no options. I mean, you see both of them not peeking at all.
Now, what are they going to do? He's got the PDW He's going to come against Scum. Gets the first few bullets on, decides to bug out. Formal's going to be underneath him. Surely he can't get away here. Go for the snipe. Not able to get it. Not able to get the snipe. Chokes for it again. Not able to slam that bullet home and get it. Formal will shut him down. And it could have been a very different story if he found it at ASM1.
If he would have hit this shot right there, I would just flip this monitor on its side. It just would have been absolutely silly. But
Formal's 5-0.
Able to finish off Attach. And he's worked on his S&D. Meaning Ghost, that was really, the only thing you can fault him for as a player. His search and destroy wasn't the strongest. He was really one-dimensional. Could only really snipe. In Advanced Warfare, I feel like every time I turn his stream on, he's playing, S&D GB tournaments, S&D UMGs. Definitely working on his S&D play in Advanced Warfare, and it's definitely proven, throughout the events. He's become not really a liability in search. He's become a very valuable asset.
All right, now you can see a little bit of flank going through circle, trying to get it. Krim will pick up one as well. Now, can they push into a bomb site here? They're going towards B, and it's going to actually be Krim. Krim is going to catch them on the flank at the same time, and Nabel left in a 1 versus 4. Andy's trapped in blue, and I think he's just been peeked as well. Now, this is a nightmare scenario. So many of OpTic hunting, looking for that first kill, not even able to convert that one either. 3-0 to OpTic.
And Bryce, it's really early in this matchup, but this does not look like the Faze team that I've at least watched over the last 2 months. I mean, they have been dominant in hardpoint, dominant in S&D. The first game wasn't that close.
I didn't feel like they've been tested this tournament.
Starting off to a 3-0 start here, Formal 7-0. I mean, I know they haven't been tested up until this point, you would say, but they had to know what they were getting when they got into this match with OpTic.
I
right?
think there was a lot of confidence there. After Dallas, when they 3-0'd them, I think that was a surprise even to Faze. And OpTic Gaming obviously said that's not, how good we are. They're going to be super hungry. They're going to practice really hard. They're going to be looking at Faze the entire way through the tournament. I know they're angry about it. I know that they're angry how much Faze has been in everyone's mouth.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic's...
Formal's now 8-0. I may just watch him even on the defense.
Yeah,
it might just have to happen.
Watch Formal. I mean, he's just absolutely I don't know how he's not dead. And it's actually 1 player alive for Faze. It's going to be enabled.
Somehow Formal just deflected those bullets with his knife.
And I think this is...
some sort of samurai action going on there.
You don't want to say OpTic's really taking it out on Faze, so to speak, but I feel like a lot of the talk over the last 2 months has been about how good Faze has been and what's wrong with OpTic Gaming.
Yep.
And I don't know if there was actually anything wrong with OpTic Gaming.
I think I said maybe this was the tournament where we had to decide what happened last tournament. Was it just OpTic having an offside, or did Faze pay out of their skin?
It happens, right? I mean, it happens. You lose an event. Right now, OpTic just looking like they're playing on another level at 4-0 here. 8-0 is Formal. You're going to see Krim throwing some nades over the top. It's going to be Clay versus Formal. Yet again on this side of the map, Clay is going to get skunked with the sniper rifle, so now you're not going to see Formal.
Look at that, it called it perfectly.
Able to pick off Enable perfectly, knew exactly where he was going to play. Enable struggling this one, 0-5. The 2 former Halo greats going at it. So far in S&D, Enable's definitely struggling.
Oh, they know exactly where he is. Formal being stunned out heavily here. His teammate coming in. Karma's actually going to trade away. Formal's going to be another one now. Clayster in a 1 versus 2. Got a PDW and a sniper. Not going to be able to make that one down. I think he had an ASM1 as well. 5-0 now. You know what? Formal gets any better at Search and Destroy at this point. He's going to transcend human form.
He's that is the most I've seen. I don't care what side they're on. Usually, there's
Usually someone gets you, right? Usually,
Yeah.
especially with 3 of them. They just clutched up 2 versus 3.
Casters love to jump on the offensive side. If you jump on the offensive side, I'm ripping that controller out of your hand. You're
it's going on
formal.
Warful. Can he
I don't
play
care-
a flawless
I don't care
game
what
of Call of
anybody says.
Duty?
If somebody's 10-0, you go on them no matter what side they're on. See what he does.
Okay. If he can continue, can he play a flawless S&D here, 6-0, and not die once? No, straight away, down he goes.
We
You
better stay
cursed
off
him.
of him. Well, it's going to be a 2v2 situation. Can Faze make the improbable comeback? This would be
It would be a
crushing
huge.
blow. I mean, the first map was pretty close. Could have saw that if some things changed going in Faze's favor. This one, though.
Criminal 1 versus 2. Can he get the second player as well?
Oh!
Crimson clutch it up! Oh my goodness! Crimson says no! 6-0, baby!
And that
Down
was-
you go!
That was fast. I'd love to see the scoreboard of how fast this SMG
Crimson's
was.
so heavily damaged here as well.
And he finishes on a 3 streak. You saw him for a little bit on your screen. Not even phased by getting this 2-piece to close out the game. Not even hyped up. Just kind of expecting it out of himself.
Oh,
And this looks like an OpTic team on a mission today.
Scump is very, very happy. And look how happy
3 minutes
it
and
is.
36 seconds was the entire S&D, by the way.
They've been really intense right up until this point. I think they were just coming here to play. There was a lot of kind of talk from OpTic game before. Like I said, I spoke to Formal, and Formal was so intense and determined that this was going to go their way as well. That's the first time they've practiced smart since they've been in the booth.
Faze, they need a little bit of a reset.
Yeah.
I remember at Gfinity 2, we were down to Epsilon 2-0, and Patrick Bry told Clayster, go to the bathroom and do some jumping jacks. Throw some water on your face. Just get some energy in you. I think they need to go have one of those, hey, let's all go, just sit around, talk about this for a minute, throw some water on your face, really just kind of discuss what's going on, bring yourself back to life. I mean, Clay 4 and 6, Zuma. I mean, there's no good stats to talk about.
How do you analyze that S&D?
And this is a team that's been lights out in S&D.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't lost to pretty much anybody the last month.
How do you analyze that S&D and the fact that it was, first of all, over so ridiculously quickly? And second of all, Formal doesn't die until the last round. Crimsic heavily tagged up, makes a 1v2 clutch. It was just devastation. It's like, it's not the team we were expecting to see.
I think a lot of Call of Duty comes down to forcing the way you want to play on the opposing team. And I think the last time these two teams matched up at UMG Dallas, Faze, they really just upped the tempo against OpTic. They really just gave it to them in all game modes. I mean, you saw Zuma flying around. You saw Attach flying around. Both of them picking up kills. Clay, that safety net in the back, and Abel just kind of filling in all roles. And right now, it seems like Faze just kind of playing the game that OpTic wants to play. Right?
Oh, yeah,
you didn't see in that first hard point the really aggressive, Attach just flying in out of nowhere, picking up 3 pieces. Zuma just keep flooding the hill. You didn't see that. And then this one, we talk about how great of a player S&D Zuma is. I mean, he's a top 5 player in the game. No matter what happens here, he's a top 5 player in the game. Just didn't play like himself. If he can get back to playing like himself, same with Attach and the rest of the guys on Faze, this will be a series. But they need to just take a deep breath right now, just kind of regain some composure and really bring it to him. And there's one team that can make a very strong comeback against OpTic. It is Faze. They have 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't count them out yet. These first 2 maps have been very one-sided, and it's easy to say that because it's true, right? The hard point, although it was kind of P1, it was still, the score was 207, 143. S&D, that was a blowout. There's no way. There's absolutely no way to call that any other way.
And I think this is a map that Faze can start to gain some ground back. I mean, it's a game mode you would probably figure out the gaming is better in, right? I think
apparently, according to Crimsic, they haven't won the comeback update since 1999.
I mean, Faze at UMG didn't lose a hard point, didn't lose an S&D. They were just untouchable. No, comeback uplink. This has been the uplink I say OpTic's the weakest on. Like, they're probably better at this game mode. They're the weakest on this one. I think this is one that kind of plays into Faze's favor, right? They need to really amp up the pace. This is a map perfect for ramping up the pace. I mean, you can't, outside of, maybe Biolab, there's not really a map that's going to create a faster pace, a better tempo. So this is a map that I think Faze can kind of regain their composure, regain their playstyle, and then going into that retreat hardpoint, that's a must win. I mean, Clay said it's one of their better maps. They can win that one, tie it up. That would be huge.
It's anyway. You're right. They have to stop OpTic here because if OpTic have the momentum going into retreat, as much as Clay kind of likes that as well, it's not as irritating. Sitting there, there's a stat on the screen for you guys. Crimsic and Attach both average 4 uplinks in the MLG Pro League.
Yeah, Crim and Attach, 2 of the better OBJ players in uplink in the MLG Pro League. And Bryson, who do you want to start things off with here first? I think this is a bigger map for Faze. Definitely want to go on one of their players.
Well, jump on board with Zuma first of all. Usually gets in those first engagements, so aggressive, but will be shut down by Scumpy almost straight away. Clayster will pick up Karma though, looking for Scump at the same time. They're able to take him down, but will be traded. And you know what? Enable's just slowing this down. He has got drone control, but he's waiting to see how many more OpTic players he can pick up.
Such a smart play by Enable. I mean, what, in the Fuse match I casted earlier, the situation just like that, Marky B had picked up the drone, gave it to the opposing team, and they were able to just break it open right there. Enable just plays for drone
If they
control.
just have left it, thinking Scumpy wasn't there. Fortunately, Clayster trying to track back and managed to get it. But now 3 of Faze have dropped, 3 of OpTic, and they're going to wrap it green.
Yeah, and Clay seems like he's just going to bring it over to green.
I
But
wouldn't be
he's going to
surprised
see if his teammates pick up some kills and then decide if he's going to push it or throw it out. Looked like he was trying to go for a 1-point play right there. And this gives OpTic the opportunity to push this straight through green. You're going to see 3 members of OpTic Gaming on the left-hand side of the map. Attach comes in, picks up 2 big kills. Zuma with another. They're going to have the drone Attach on a 4 streak, and this is exactly what you want to see if you were a FaZe fan. You know, Attach start to heat up. Him and Zuma both on a little bit of streaks here at the start. Zuma only going to die at the hands of Enable, so I'll continue his streak. I'll just manually keep it in my head, but Attach on a 5 streak, really starting to crush here.
Continue to go on here. He's going to get taken down as soon as he goes into the glass. Zuma now flanking around, trying to find somebody from OpTic. Not able to do it. OpTic should have really scored in that last scenario, but it was denied by plays from Clayster and then Attach later on. But we are on board with Krim. Krim trying to look for something here. This is a good opportunity, actually, to do a listen-in. So here's OpTic Gaming.
They played it. They played it. Yeah. Control. I'm coming back with you, Damon. Or Ian.
I'm sending ball.
One just push bottom.
Bottom middle dead. One top third straight glass.
I'm
Top
I'm coming glass. I'm coming glass. I'm pushing. I'm pushing.
One shot inside.
He's watching flank. He's
Two
there.
there. One's up top. One's up top.
Let's get field. Let's get
Top again. Top
field.
again.
Field. Big one. Big one.
Nice.
Baby.
Zero's gonna be close. Zero's gonna be close.
He's somewhere on you. Somewhere on you.
Hey, he's behind me in glass.
Bottom glass. Oh my god.
Weaking glass. Zuma. Weaking glass. Zuma, guys. Two there.
Yeah, there's two glass. 3 glass. Nice one.
Two. Pushing. Nice.
Two.
Stay alive. He's close.
I'm coming in.
Nice.
I spawned on the weed.
Second toward glass. Jump out towards ball.
I'll get him. Just stay alive.
One shot on ball.
He's bottom AC.
I'm on the bottom receiver. Field.
Field dead.
Big one, Damon.
Behind me.
I got you.
That's 3.
Nice.
Alright, no. Keep ball.
Go bottom middle.
Yeah. Go. Hit bottom mid. Or play down.
I can't get it. I can get it.
Alright. Ball's near
Front
bottom
the
mid.
base. Yeah. Front the base.
You guys have bottom mid.
Bottom dead.
Nice. One's
I'll
field.
get field. I got field.
I'm staying alive.
Nice.
I got one field.
Two. Where's the
He's
other
guarding.
ball?
Oh, they're green. Last 2 there. Last 2 sandbags.
Got one.
Another one to your right.
Bottom mid.
Should I play this?
Should we play?
Or play down.
I spawned 4. I spawned
Three
glass.
up.
Hey,
I
guys,
got 2. One more top sandbag. Top sandbag right now. He's bottom
There's
sandbag.
bottom sandbag.
Top glass. Dead.
Nice. 3.
Bottom
I'm
sandbag.
in glass.
They're gonna get a weird spawn.
Back blue. Back blue. He's really weak. He's pushing square. He's right behind you.
Nice, good job. Stay alive. I died. Stay alive.
One shot top blue. I got top blue.
Nice.
Two there.
Stay up. Stay up.
David, switch to valve if you want.
I
Switch
got
to
one.
valve if you
One
want.
shot glass in.
Nice.
One more top glass, bottom glass. He's
Yeah,
field.
top glass.
I'm sending glass.
I fell top glass. Hang on.
I'm stunned.
One's right side. He's about to jump
Watching the
up.
ramp.
Jumped up now. Dead.
Right there, glass,
Second
dead.
swing, one shot glass.
Nice.
Three.
I spawned here with you
Last guy
guys.
zooming. Flanking
I'm
guys.
playing through.
Yeah, perfect. He's top AC.
All right, well, there you have it, Mr. X. As the second point goes in for OpTic Gaming. It has been a little bit of a hard-fought battle, actually, for them to try and get any control over Faze. I feel like they're getting 70% of the way done, and then it'd just be Faze somehow stopping them.
Right, we saw Krim with the drone a few times, getting near the FaZe base, then Formal a few times. Nope, trying to get shots over Blue, and they were both taken out. You heard Krim say to Karma, take out the Ballon. I think the analysis desk they were just talking about earlier, Karma struggling a little bit on comeback uplink. This one, 9 and 13, not as much, but you got Scump leading the way for OG, putting in a 2-point play there. Going to be up 4-2 here, not a huge lead. I feel like FaZe, they've played this pretty good in the first half, and they just have not been able to get any control.
Yeah, they've really been denying OpTic Gaming, and I wonder if it's something they've kind of practiced here. More of a denial game than a complete control game. They're just actually slowing OpTic down and forcing, even when they lose drone control and glass control, OpTic haven't been able to convert it. You haven't seen them, rush up top blue that often or convert it or really slay out.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be FaZe with the drone. Clay not able to connect with that 1-point play. Going to be Karma throwing it out. But Brycey, something I want to do a little bit different. Want to change things up a little bit.
This is a good idea.
I want to go to a listen-in with FaZe near the end of this round, see what their comms are like during the half, and see what they're talking about strategy-wise going into the second half of this game.
Side blue. He's playing
Nice.
it. Yo, watch the one. Good job.
One more.
Let's go.
I got him.
Lay down 2.
Oh,
Let's go.
Yeah. Good job. That was fast. Nice
Yo,
job, man.
what they're doing is they're waiting for all 3 of them and then all 3 pushing glass at the same time, dude. That's what they're doing. We need to make sure we're aware that they're all 3.
we need to play quick. Like we had 3 dead and nobody was grabbing ball.
No, me and Dylan were dead. It was only you and Tom.
I didn't know. I didn't know. You gotta tell me.
Alright, let's go, boys.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Let's get this right
Let's
here.
get it, guys.
We gotta win this break.
Yep.
Go back,
Huge
go
break
back.
right here.
Huge fucking break, yo.
Yeah. I'm nading the right side glass, guys. Remember, so don't just dash in. Oh, my first name fell.
He's bottom middle. Seth's bottom middle. Hitting it. He's
Yeah,
hitting
2 guys
it.
are running. 2
I'm
guys are
watching our
running.
flat. I'm watching our flat.
I got scum. It's only scum. Never mind. Front glass.
One in glass, pretty much up. Another one in there. Another one in tub.
Front glass.
Tub in
Front
glass.
glass.
Tub in front glass.
Nice.
Tub last one. Tub last one, boys.
I'm here with you. I'm here.
Go
with you.
together. All 3 of you. Go.
Tub and tub.
Dead.
Glass, weak.
Let's go.
I'll grab.
Trying to stay alive. Hold on.
Yo, one stop blue right now. One stop blue.
Good flank.
Top
AC.
blue, top blue.
Top blue's dead.
Don't force it, guys.
Hold on,
Don't
hold on,
force
hold on.
it.
That's it. That's it.
Yo, last guy.
Am I going for it?
Watch out, boy. He's back there.
I can't.
I got him. No, he's on point. Go.
Go over 2.
You got it.
What?
Oh, you got
You
one.
got one.
I don't know what's happening.
Alright.
Nice. Stay alive. Nice, Tommy.
Huge.
Good try, Tom.
They got me.
I'm in
Karma's
glass.
on the base. Karma's on the base.
I spawned glass.
Top AC weak. Top AC one shot.
Top base team.
Yo,
Dead.
another one jumped up on me.
I got him.
There's 2.
Two.
No, field.
Field dead, let's
Go,
go.
go, go, go,
He's
go,
on
go,
ball.
go.
Big kill.
He's
Let's
dead.
go.
Grab ball,
Grab
grab
it.
Yo, one stop blue.
I'm stunned.
I think one stop blue.
I just got stunned.
I got him.
I'm coming.
I'm pushing side blue right
Am
now.
I playing a 2
I
here?
got it.
Yeah,
Middle.
play
Top
it.
standby.
There's 2 guys there. Oh, Clay, I'm stunned.
He beat me
One
down in
of them,
blue. He beat me
blue
down in
ball,
blue.
blue
He beat me down in blue.
ball.
Where'd he
You're
go?
out.
Do it up. I'm
Let's
side blue.
go,
I'm
let's
side
go.
blue.
I got
Grab it,
it,
attach.
go.
Keep slaying, boys. I spawned you. They're gonna spawn side blue.
Watch the bottom middle.
Yo, I'm side blue right now.
They might spawn bottom mid then.
Side blue, dead.
Let's go. Good trade.
Bryce, so you hear the leadership from Clay and Enable during that half. Exactly what I want to see what was going on with the Faze squad. As you see Enable putting in a 2-point play, putting Faze in the lead, but it seemed like Clay and Enable, the 2 leading the charge here for Faze, trying to make this comeback. And nope, during that half, they talked about some strategy. Nope, Enable and Clay reminding everybody else, nope, need to keep calling out, need to keep playing our game. Zuma reminding everyone, need to stay aggressive. That's what won it for him last time. This is going to win it for him this time, and it seems like they're doing a better job of that here in the second half.
Lovely shot.
Phenomenal play right there. Oh my God,
Zuma.
absolutely crushing.
Just tearing it up here, and this is what we expect to see. 27-19. Actually gets another kill more heavily. Stun there. Attach is going to get another one going in here, and they do feel like FaZe is stepping it up now. They have OpTic Gaming's number, and they are slaying them down. They have the setup as well. There has been an OE there with Scumpy going all the way around, but Enable should be able to put this in for another one. Karma's going to drop. And OpTic Gaming, realistically, maybe have to think about an OE here to stop the bleed and try to get some control back.
I mean, that's really their only option. There's one player that's OE'd all the way into glass for OpTic Gaming. See, Scump gonna put some shots down on a player up top, not able to finish him off. Now just searching for the players of FaZe. They're directly behind him, and that's gonna be 3 players of FaZe up, only 2 players from OpTic having to rotate through green back to their own spawn. And this is not looking good for OpTic Gaming. That FaZe has really come alive here in the second half after that good, I don't want to say the pep talk, but they all kind of got on the same page there during the half.
Oh, they
Now
were not
laying the
disheartened even
hurt
in
on.
the slightest. They were more revved up than anything,
Yeah.
X.
No, they weren't bothered by that first half, right?
No.
And it didn't seem like the first 2 maps bothered them as well. They kind of knew they weren't
Oh
playing their
my
own way.
God.
Clay picks up one, attached with a nade, picking up Karma, getting another one. Clay turns on Scump there, and it's going to be a 11-4 lead here for FaZe. Nope, minute 45 left. Pricey should be able to hold on to this one.
Enable dropping the hammer as well, playing fantastically well at the moment. Got not only 4 uplinks, but he's 28-16. And he also performed really well on the hard point for FaZe, even though they lost it. Now, it does seem like this is FaZe's game to lose. So far ahead, they just have to keep up this pressure on OpTic Gaming. Still on board with Enable, and they're going to push for this once again. Enable will have drone control. His teammates are in a position to do this. Has the one if he wants it. Is going to put it home. Another point down for him.
Enable's playing phenomenal. I mean, 28-17. You expect the numbers out of Zuma. No, Clay going a little bit over positive. Attach, no, just +1. But Enable, really the difference maker. You know, we talked about how good Zuma and Attach could be. When we saw this FaZe team match up with OpTic all the way back at X Games, we're talking back at X Games, they had Hoot and Slasher. They looked great. I mean, they looked like the only team that could contend with them in. Now, I thought Zuma had a great series. I thought the other 2 played great as well. But Enable just didn't really play great during that series. I think he would even say that as well. No, in the last one at UMG against OpTic, Enable really showed up. And in this one here, to give his team a win on comeback uplink, Enable going big, 30-19, 5 uplinks to his name. really, that veteran leadership leading the charge here for Faze, Bryce.
You know what's interesting there, Clayster? I think he hesitated a bit. He was tempted to play window and decided, you know what, we're winning anyway. They can't actually beat us. Let's just try and put some more points on the
score
board.
up.
Yeah, just run that score completely up. And you got to be saying it. I'm actually looking at Krim going 14 and 30 after a superb play in the hard point.
Yeah,
he really hasn't been putting the stats up.
That is not a very good game by Krim. And we talked, a lot of people said it was Karma the one who was struggling on this map.
As if he caught that.
Yeah, and really nobody from OpTic putting up a good map on this one at all. You see the Faze guys fired up in the booth. Going to get on the board here in this series versus OpTic Gaming, winning this map number 3. Now, this is the real test. Can Faze beat OpTic at their best map? It's going to be a hardpoint retreat coming up next. This is going to be a crazy map, I have a feeling.
It's this team. I think we're going to see
It's going to be a wild map.
An incredibly big battle between Formal and Clayster. We've seen it before. We've seen those two go head-to-head over and over again, and this is the map that we're going to see it on.
Right, and I mean, you kind of see
look at Clay
in the booth telling them exactly what they need to do on this next map, what they were doing wrong on that one. Maybe some strategies for the next uplink. We can take a look at the stats, though. 27 and 34 for Karma, the top performer for OpTic. Him and Formal leading the team in kills. Krim, though, really didn't show up in that one. 14 and 31. He's got really mad at himself. Enable on the side of Faze, talked about that. 33 and 19, had a great game. Zuma playing like, the Zuma we were all saying is probably one of the top 2-3 players in the game. 36 and 28. Clay, everyone had a fantastic game for Faze. That's going to result in a map 3 win.
Well, we were talking about, the first side from these two. That pesky wire. The first side from Faze kind of shutting down OpTic a little bit.
Yeah,
they did really shut them down, and on that second side, you always say that side is the easiest side to just keep racking up from, especially if you get control. You can easily convert one point into another point if a player stays blue and slays.
Yeah, and I think Faze really at the half, they did a good job of just regrouping, figuring out what OpTic was doing and what they were doing wrong, and it all came down to really something as simple as, we get 3 dead and we don't push up. We're just kind of playing pretty slow right now. We're just kind of playing into their game. And I think once they changed that, you saw obviously this, the tide shift and it went all towards Faze.
It most certainly did. Well, we're going to see at least map number 5, but join us right after this break for map number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for map number 4, Faze versus OpTic. Currently, Faze just ran it over and have got a point on the board. Still 2-1 OpTic, though, going into this next map.
They can't feel too good about themselves, Bryce, though. Going to be a retreat hardpoint coming up next. A map that Faze is really confident on. I mean, they have all the pieces, right, to be a great retreat hardpoint team. I mean, they have arguably, the best they are in the game, if not the best, second best they are in the game. They have some great submachine gun players, a secondary, support, flex type of player in Enable. But they're going up against the retreat hardpoint kings in OpTic Gaming.
This is certainly going to be a rip snorter for me. I mean, like I said, there's a lot about this battle between Clay and Formal. I can see it happening. I've seen it before. I think we're going to see it again. A lot of the time, those two go head-to-head, holding down key areas here, things like Bat Cave.
Do you feel like there's any more pressure on Clay than Formal? Clay is kind of that vocal leader for this team. And I feel like when you're that vocal leader, you got to set the standard for everybody else. Like, you need to come out, like it was big for Krim to have a big game number 1, right? He's probably in their booth, hyping them up, giving them the confidence. And how confident are you when your leader comes out and drops a dud, right? Now, you need your leader, your vocal leader, the guy that you follow kind of into these battles, into these matches, to really come up big when you need him. I think this is a huge map for Clay.
I agree with what you're saying, actually. I think if Clay comes out big, you will feel the energy in that booth a lot higher. We actually saw OpTic Gaming there being very, very hyped themselves in their current booth. But there you go. You can see the maps. This is the ones we've got left here. 2 wins so far for OpTic, 1 for Faze. Hardpoint Retreat is the next map we're going to see, and at least Search, Destroy, Recovery. How much further it goes, nobody knows.
I actually didn't get a good look at the maps the first time we put them up, to be straight honest with you, Bryce. I was too busy probably looking at myself in that little camera over there. But
that happens on any reflective surface you've ever seen.
Right. I mean, probably, most likely your top man, champion, beating the rest of you guys. I mean, you see Scum there accounts for 38% of OG's hardpoint defense during this tournament, but just quick, just to look at those maps when we did, this one has game 7 written all over it.
Well,
Just by
that
maps
is
are
the
picked right
dream.
there. It has Game 7 written all over it.
That is the dream as we jump on board into this hardpoint straight away as Formal will take down 2 members already. Going on board with Formal as he opens up here. We're going to see exactly if this is going to be his big map.
And this kind of plays out just like how the first hardpoint on Solar did, right? I mean, if OpTic's able to take a ton of time, they can afford to just milk that garbage time on some of those other hills, really put Faze in a difficult
slap
spot.
down Clay.
And he actually maps Clay right there pretty easily. So that's the battle you want to look at. And Karma's a pretty good AR as well. I mean, you look back all the way to Black Ops 2. I mean, he was known a lot of people watching his SMG play, but Karma had a great M8. Then even in Ghost, I mean, we didn't see a lot of AR play in Ghost, primarily just the Vector. But at the beginning of the game, at the very beginning of the game, when people were using the Remington, Karma, very valuable with the AR. Wouldn't be surprised to see him put up some pretty good numbers, or at least make it pretty difficult on Clay, right? I mean, you get those 2 ARs, Formal and Karma, going, be pretty difficult for Clay to deal with.
Yeah, I agree with that here. It seems like OpTic switched up a little bit. I mean, Krim taking more of an SMG role. I think he's quite happy to fill whichever role you need. And I think he's more comfortable with his teammates are comfortable. So he's kind of like, you know what, if you're struggling to slay in this game, Karma, bring out the bow. You start hitting it with the bow, you're doing really well with it. I'll take over a little bit of that role.
Which is really odd because, pretty good friends with Krim. Coming into this event, he was telling me, how he's adopted more of a role as the bow player, letting Karma run an SMG more. And then coming here, I expected to see that, and I really haven't. I've seen them kind of play the same way they were playing previously. So, OpTic, if it doesn't work, you don't have to really go back and fix it. Scum picking up 3 huge kills there as OpTic takes the lead, 55-13. Score just mounting up in OpTic Gaming's favor. And this actually reminds me a lot of the first hardpoint where Faze fell way too far behind and they weren't able to make it a close one. Faze really needs to pick it up towards the end of this game. If they end this first half of hardpoints with the score somewhere near even or down 10, I think they would be very well pleased with that.
Well, I'm actually just looking at some of the big battles we're going on, and the stats of Clay and Formal aren't that far off. Both of them trying to take the dominant position on this map here. Right now, Formal's exactly where he wants to be, but he's going to have Clay come into his side. This is a big battle for him if he makes this. No, Clay's going to hit him in the side, and this means Clay's now going to look for cave spawn.
Yeah, he's not going to push into the hill. That's really the difference I think you see between Clay and Formal. You're going to see Clay play pretty much from outside of the hills. Don't see him push in too much. Formal, he's an AR who doesn't mind getting in your face, doesn't mind playing in the hill, playing from that position. So it's really the biggest difference between these two players. And then, some are better than others at some game modes. But I would really say they're about even. A lot of people go in that debate. The chat always goes crazy. Clay or Formal. Clay
if you're in the chat, put it in the chat now.
Yeah, put it in the chat now. Cause some anarchy in the Gfinity chat. It's about even, guys. You guys are arguing over nothing, to be honest with you.
Well, you know what? Speaking of the devil, let's go on board with Formal. Let's see what he can do here. Currently 88-35 in favor of OpTic Gaming. They really need to start thinking about turning this around phase. They don't want to go down in the second set of rotations and have that kind of mental block where you have to play scrap time or worry too much about your rotations. Just play your own game. But Formal continuing to open up here. 3 streak, 4 streak for Formal now. Looking for the 5th. Gonna just take down Clayster as well. And is continuing. He's going to have another person up top circle. Can he see him or will he get pushed down? No, cut timing. Doesn't matter. Picks him up anyway with a hipfire. Looking for attach. Has to slap in a new clip. Still alive, Formal. 6 streak for him.
Sometimes a player just heats up and he starts to just absolutely crush. And Matt Piper, at least, probably I'll catch some heat for this. Probably the best console video game FPS player in history. I mean, just
I think Ogre 2 would like to have a word with you.
There. I mean, Tom probably going to text me some mean stuff after this. But Formal, 21-9. The guy just an absolute freak on the sticks.
He certainly is. Well, Clayster is now trying to do the same job as him. He's picking up Krim as well on a 4 streak himself. Turning around saying, if Formal can do it, I can do it too. Watch this. However, time for Money Hill. Infamously hard to break into. Clayster trying to do his best to put the pressure on the front and allow his teammates to wrap around. Speaking of wrap, here comes Zuma.
And what's scary, I think, for Faze, as you see Zuma comes up the back stairs trying to look for players, is if we take a look at the stats. Scump, 10-17. When have you seen Scump 10-17 and OpTic up this much? Yeah. I can't remember the last time, and that's why you want to play with players like Krim, Karma, and Formal. You can have games where you're not playing your best, and you're still able to jump out to these huge leads, and you look on the side for Faze, and nobody's really performing too bad. I mean, Zuma, a player who's going to play aggressive, you expect him to finish around even, which is what you generally expect from game to game with a lot of, captures, a lot of plays around the hill, but this is a tough game for Faze here at the start. Nobody really playing poorly, and they're getting crushed.
It most certainly is. While we have a bit of time, let's bring in one of our pro players. I believe it's Shane. Shane, how's this map going for you?
Cheers, Jeff. Basically, this is Formal. This is Formal's map. He destroys everyone that comes to it. He's 28 and 14 now. Usually you see Scumpy going off on it, but whereas Formal's making so many kills, he's having a bit of a rough time.
This comes from Shane, who called Clay the best player in the game earlier.
Well, he has his moments. Formal though, in my opinion, when it comes to retreat hardpoint, he's the best player on the map. I can never see FaZe winning this map at all, to be honest. I don't remember a time where OpTic has ever lost it.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much for that, Shane. We're going to find out whether or not that plays true as we jump back on board with Formal, the man who has shaken Shane's belief in Clayster.
I love Shane. I think Shane Gungeon's fun have been amazing this week.
They certainly have.
They've just been crushed on the analysis. That's SCZ Formal going to jump into the hill. Now, I agree with Shane. I think that Formal's probably the best player on this map, and I think it just plays to his strengths well, right? You know, he can play an aggressive AR on this map. It's not one where you have to just kind of sit all the way in the back and just not play in those hills. You can play in the hill and they'll still spawn pretty far out, and he's still able to cause some real havoc with the bow. It's going to be Clay on the hill for FaZe. They're starting to make this one a little bit interesting, Bryce.
They most certainly are. Still quite a way behind in the slaying, but they are pulling this one back slowly but surely. Need to have this hold though. Karma coming in and able. Zuma, the last one left, trying to contest this hill desperately, and so many. Picks up the first goal, looks for the second, not able to get that one either. And now it's going to be all OpTic Gaming with a setup, and it's a hard break for FaZe.
And I was about to say, I thought if Scump doesn't really pick it up here in the second half, that FaZe was able to make the comeback, but you have some strong performances out of Formal, Karma, and Crim right now. Especially Formal and Karma. Karma going a silent 29 and 19. I know the OpTic fans can get on him from time to time. I feel like, no, they don't exactly give him the credit when he plays good. They only look at it when he plays bad. But right now, showing up when it matters, because you have Scump at 15 and 27. I mean, you really don't see Scump play this bad often, but it's going to be fortunate for OpTic Gaming. They get great games out of Crim and Karma, and you see score update on your screen. OpTic Nation secure that third place, finished by being infused.
They do well. Jumping on board with this one here, it's actually tightening up this one, X, as both teams go for it.
They're inching back into it.
They really are. Clayson now trying to do a little bit of holding, stays into lobby and are getting these points back slowly but surely. Only 25 points behind now. They get any more onto this hill and hold it more or less neutral, get a good rotation onto the next hill. It's all about the last rotation of Money Hill, which is why they don't want to have to play for scrap time. But all four of the gaming go down. This is looking positive for FaZe.
This one seems like it's going to come right down to the wire, Bryce. FaZe trying to make the improbable comeback. It was attaching the hill, going to be able to pick up one. Karma's going to take him down quickly, shut down by Enable and Clay. Scum, though, jumping in, picking up a big three-piece.
Wow.
And, you know, you needed Scum to come alive. If he doesn't finish with a great score, that might be just enough to really just prove his worth on this map. That three-piece was huge.
It really was. He said he didn't have the biggest of starts here. His teammates were getting all the kills, but he needed to come in, and they have done here. But time for P4. They are now rotating around. Crim going up top, looking for Zuma, picks him out of the air. Now seeing attached down below through the tree. Doesn't matter. Tries to turn on Clayster. Not able to get that one either here, but both teams fighting neck and neck. 20 points and less into this game. 2 hills left. Who's coming out on top?
This one seems like it's going to come right down to the wire. Attach in the hill for FaZe. He's going to get shut down. Crim jumping in, picking up 2. Zuma up top, trying to open it up for the rest of his team. He's going to have 2 players directly in front of him in the hill. It's going to be Formal and Scum. Formal's doing a fantastic job. He did it on the first hill on this, the first hill in the rotations on this one. Just picking up tons of kills from the outside. This time not able to pick up anybody. And it's going to be FaZe in control of this one. And if you're OpTic, you can't get frantic. You can't push this one by one. And it's Formal and Crim pinching from both sides, able to take it back.
Well, this is coming really far down to the wire. I think we're going to see a last hill hold here. Scrap time will be in chance of FaZe, but they do not have the rotation for Money Hill. This could be critical. First break could mean absolutely everything here for FaZe. Coming in, it's going to be Zuma. Can Zuma do anything here? Looking for a player downstairs, not able to get him. Scumpy's picking up 2 in the hill. Crimsic's still on the hill. He's picking up another one now. OpTic Gaming are looking to shut this down right here and now, and they just have to hold to do it. Attach, though, picking up kills.
Yeah, and he's going to have teammate support on the back stairs. That's going to be Enable and Zuma picking up kills with the bow. Zuma watching the front, Enable watching the back. And this is going to be a hold for FaZe. They are only down by 2 seconds here, Bryce. It's going to be challenged from the front. Tatch picking up huge kills. It's going to be a tie game. 20 seconds left. OpTic getting control of the hill. Faze need to break it now. This would be a huge win for them if they were able to jump in and break this one.
Scummy gets the second, looking for the third, not able to pick that one up either, and I think it's all done. Just about held it out. OpTic Gaming almost threw that one away. 1 point it came down to, but they get hold of it and will get this one down. 201 to 186. Last Hill Screamer.
And Scump turns up when you need him, right? I mean, you see him all fired up on your screen right there. Had a very poor first half. I think that's probably as nice as you could put it. Finishes 33 and 37. Monster second half of the game for him. Then you saw Krim sitting up top with a lot of captures, 40 and 40 out of him. So doing a nice job.
That become really hard for OpTic.
That was not an easy win. Faze, such a strong attempt at that comeback. That would have been huge. They were able to make that comeback, tie this series up at 2-2.
They almost did as well. I mean, we were talking about how dominant OpTic Gaming were to begin with. And then we were looking at it, and all of a sudden, Faze started gaining points on the hill.
And I thought
P3,
they had
P4.
it. I mean, it ends up in a tie game, and then OpTic just able to flood in from all directions and break it. We can actually take a look at the stats. Clay finishing 41 and 38, a fantastic game out of him. Can't really ask for much more out of your AR. 7 captures as well. Zuma putting good pressure on the hill. 31 and 40 attached, 36 and 37. Only neg1 with 12 caps. On the other side, for OpTic Gaming, Krim. 40 and 40, going even 13 caps.
80 engagements with 13 caps.
Formal though, he's really the reason they won this map. 46 and 32. The guy's an absolute freak.
He gave his teammates room to breathe. You saw him in key positions, back cave, sitting there, just picking up kills over and over again. You know, he went on to P4, and P4 he had that huge streak.
I'm just trying to think. I've casted almost every event this year for Call of Duty. I cannot remember the time that I've seen Formal have a bad map on Retreat Hardpoint.
No,
I can't. I honestly can't remember. And with a game that's so fast and it's so timing based, that for somebody to be so consistent on a map like that and play a prominent role on his team, it's like it's not like if he plays bad, it's going to be easy wins. If they play bad, I mean, they probably lose this map.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely lose this one that we just saw.
Oh yeah, that could have come down very different.
It's so impressive to be that consistent time and time again. Just an insane game out of Formal.
It really is. It was one of those ones where we were sitting here and we were talking about Formal doing, spectacularly well all the way through. And the funny thing is, I think Scum started to heat up and Faze was still coming back.
Yeah, I would love to know Scump's first half stats, the second half stats. I didn't keep them that time. Maven stats kind of dropping off the ball a little bit, but he had to go huge there in the second half. I mean, at one time, I think the second Turtle Hill, he was like 13 and 26, so he definitely goes huge there. Towards the latter half, that game really started with that 3-piece, I think, when we were watching him inside lobby, and he jumps in, picks up a 3-piece, breaks the hill. That stops Faze from getting, 10 to 15 seconds, which ultimately decides this match. So Scump picking up that 3-piece was absolutely huge for OpTic Gaming, and they go on the brink taking this one, Bryce.
They most certainly do. Map number 5 coming up just next, but I mean, that could have come down very different. There were so many points. I mean, Faze to mount that kind of comeback was super impressive.
Oh, without a doubt. And it takes a lot out of you to mount those comebacks and then not end up winning it, right? I mean, you use a lot of motion, you use a lot of energy, try and make the comeback. You see Enable stretch and trying to gain some energy here. It's going to be an S&D on recovery coming up next. One, I think Faze can definitely take. Said they were the strongest S&D team. I mean, they got smoked on the first one.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how much my opinion matters
there. That was Formal growing
but,
angelic wings and soaring above the map above everybody.
I think anybody, prior to that map would have said, oh, Faze is the stronger S&D team. Don't think anyone kind of saw that coming. Coming into the second one.
You know what? That's kind of the way. I mean, that's kind of the way we've been the entire game.
This series, I think,
crazy.
is just kind of like a toss-up. I mean, you look at. I mean, if Faze wins this one, it's a Detroit uplink up next. I think Faze probably wins that one. I think they win the uplink, and then it goes to a game. Game 7, which is a Riot S&D. Somebody out there can predict me who wins that one. Absolutely correct. I'll let them sit here next time. They nobody can predict that. So I think this next one, if you're OpTic, you want to come out, obviously close it out here without saying, but I think it's really important. I don't think they're the favorite team in Detroit uplink by any stretch of the imagination. Think this is just about as much win. You obviously don't want to go to a game 7. A lot of pressure and nerves on the line. I think this is the one where you really want to just buckle down and close it out.
Yeah, I agree with that, but you know what? S&D is one of those games where it can go either way so easily based on just so many small things here.
Honestly, with the way Faze was playing prior to this event, even after seeing OpTic 6-0 them, I would not be shocked if this is like a 6-2 or 6-3 in Faze's favor. be quite honest with you.
We're about to find out, and we're jumping on board with Clay to begin with. But if I'm going to be perfectly honest here, you've got to go on board with First Blood. Zoom up, looking for it straight away, trying to take down Formal. There's a player just jumped in. It's going to be Karma. Just jumped into 3, and he will be picked up eventually. But kills already going down, and it's numerical disadvantage for the guys from Faze.
Zuma gets so aggressive in the middle of the map, and that's what we've seen since Recovery's come back into the rotation. A lot of emphasis put on the middle of the map. It's going to be a 3v1. Zuma, the last one alive, going to put a lot of shots
Oh, you
down.
have to make that shot.
Able to finish him off. It's going to be OpTic Gaming winning round number 1 here. Recovery S&D.
Well, there you go. OpTic Gaming start up, and for OpTic Gaming, that's more of a mental thing here. They know they're 1 map away. They know that's going to be on Faze's mind. Faze really wanted that first round to kind of kick things off. But not to be, as it will be OpTic Gaming who take the lead as we jump onto the attack, and then the attack is going to be OpTic Gaming.
And we'll see what they decide to do here on the start.
Aha.
Let's go on board.
Oh.
Why would you do that? Why would you tease the great people out there? Formal had the sniper out, puts it away. Let's see what they decide to do. Looks like it's going to be standard A push from OpTic Gaming. Zuma, though, going to get a first blood there on Formal. He's so talented that Zuma just puts so much pressure on the opposing team in S&D. He's so good just kind of feeling out where the holes are in your team, just able to pop in, pick up a kill, and get out, that he's such a disrupting force, and he's going to be able to get 2 this round. Should be able to get a round win for Faze here, but as I say that, Krim going to take out 1 with Clay. Krim going to get another. Going for the ace here. Krim 4-0.
they're trading against him.
Not going to be able to close it out. Zuma picking up 3 big kills that round. It's going to be Faze tying it up.
Yeah, that was aggression from them. I mean, Krim going in planting the bomb. He was Karma trying to put a little bit of flank, and it almost worked. But Faze were just waiting for that. They were prepared to not, get both of them on side. They had Karma down. If Karma had made that first kill, Crimsix would have had a lot of breathing room.
Yeah, probably. I would agree with you there. I think Zuma, though, on defense,
so aggressive, took down Krim off the rip.
Caused so much issues. See what he does on offense. Probably going to push straight through the mid. We see Zuma do this a lot, and a lot of teams actually don't even watch this. And he's going to push straight up, being able to take out Formal. Going to try and wrap around, put some pressure over at A. And you see players from OpTic Gaming turn around. Clay actually jumps off the map there.
No.
So they get, OpTic gets fortunate with him jumping off the map, but still, it's a 2v1. Karma, last one alive for OG. Sees 1.
They're going to both engage him at the same time. Can he make this? No. Down he goes. 2 versus 1. Karma not able to pull that one off for his squad.
Fortunate, though. Clay falls off the map.
Yeah.
Doing whatever he was doing. It's not what you'd like to see if you're a Faze fan. But able to close this round out. Good challenge right there from both players. Able to take out Karma. Formal, slow start. 0-2. I'd like to see him bring the sniper rifle out.
Yeah.
Just as a change
Although
of pace.
he has been punished by Zuma because of it. He doesn't have it in his hands at the moment. Oh, he's changed again. He's decided to go on
I'm
a different
being
tactic.
a little bit selfish. I just like to see Formal snipe. So
yeah. I think you and the rest of the English-speaking world.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fast A push by Faze, and that was Zuma pushing up all the way up until that little yellow catwalk. He's going to get taken out, but look at this. They stand attached to the same exact spot. They have no idea he's behind him. Oh, 3 players.
Could have been so dangerous.
Oh, that is huge. I mean, Krim able to finish him off with 3 players to line up for Attach. Formal able to come behind, pick up 2. Attach in perfect position to kill at least. He would have got at least 2 players there.
Yeah. And a third player just dropped in right into his face, aiming the right way as well. Krim does pick up this final kill onto Enable. And right now, OpTic Gaming are starting off fast and furious.
Yeah, it's going to be all tied up. 2 rounds apiece. I think this is going to go all the way back and forth till the end. I don't think this is going to be a clear-cut winner like the first one. Let's go on board with Faze on the offensive side. You're going to have Attach with the sniper rifle in his hand. And looks like we're going to see just an A push from Faze. Would not be surprised to see OpTic hit the flank hard here. They're just going to play this a little bit slower.
Yeah, they are. They have slowed down.
I think Formal's probably in the back either with that Battle or the sniper, just sitting all the way in that back left rock area, and that's exactly where he is. It's going to be just trying to get some eyes on A while you see 3 players working all the way on the flank for OG.
Fortunately, it's going to be Faze do have a player there, and it is going to be Clay watching their flank for them. Just to make sure nothing happens here now. This is the dangerous point. If they put this down, there'll be a massive push coming from OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and they're taking a lot of time. Usually we see teams just run straight up to A, put it down. Clay able to take out his former teammate Krim right there. Naval getting the bomb down, so it's going to be Faze with a man advantage and bomb planted. This should be a round they should win.
Oh, almost takes down his teammate.
Hey.
Gives away his position. It is going to be able to pick up Scubby, though. Clayster will shut down Enable. And now it's all up to Formal here. Players on a hair trigger.
some odd plays from Faze. I mean, Clay jumps off the map. We see a team kill. We see 2 players running in the same spot. And Able just looking down the line of players like, what in the world's going on right now? But able to close this round out. You figured once they got bombed down and man advantage, they should be able to close this out pretty easily.
Yeah.
Now, OpTic pressure back on them to win the offensive side.
If they hadn't got that man advantage, I was predicting before, I think we would have seen an aggressive push from OpTic Gaming there. They would have all burst out. As soon as that bomb went down, they would try to seize the initiative. However, being at a disadvantage in manpower, they weren't able to do that and had to look for the pick instead.
And this is a great mental battle, this map, between 2 former teammates, all right? You know, Krim, the in-game leader for OpTic, Clay, the in-game leader for Faze, as Clay destroys 2 players on a 4 streak. But these players playing with each other for so long, they know their tendencies.
Yeah.
Like, they know, the rounds that they would like to rush. They know how they like to play in high-pressure situations. So, just a great little mental chess battle between these 2 players.
Well, you know what? It will come down. I think you're right. We're going to see just trade after trade here. However, Faze leading 4-2. We're going to go back on the attack with them, and I am going to watch Clay. However, I'm going to be very careful just to double check. No one's running a sniper. Oh, who was that? It's going to be Clay running a sniper here. I'm also going to keep it highlighted on Zuma because, let's be honest, there's a good chance he's going to run at them.
Yeah, there's a great chance he's going to try and flank or just be aggressive right off the start, and he gets into mid-cut, puts some shots on one player, and that's kind of, for Faze, the sword you live or die by, right? No, Zuma either runs in there, picks up that... I mean, the round's already over. That's either the sword you live by or the sword you die by, right? Zuma either runs in there, picks up one, and then changes the round for you, or runs in there, gets first blooded, and he's so good at it, you're willing to make that risk.
Yeah.
You're willing to make the risk. More times than not,
being
he's going to pick up kills.
average and gaining you that first blood more than outweigh the risk.
Yeah, he's been in the top 5, I think, in Season 1 and 2 in first blood, so no reason to kind of put a leash on him, let him just play in a box. You want to let him just have that freedom to do what he wants. I think that's the right play by Faze. More times than not, it's going to help you than hurt you.
Here he comes again. Just being aggressive here. Nobody. And OpTic Gaming this time are actually playing a very passive game. Clearly
they're waiting for the flank. Yeah, they're waiting for the flank. They're waiting for the push.
They just have the alleyways all covered. Everywhere is covered.
But the issue is what happens when the clock starts to dwindle
We've
down.
talked about this before. We have talked about this before, and the fact that OpTic Gaming sometimes let this go too long.
We've seen it happen on Detroit a lot. This map, it's a lot harder to take this much time off the clock because, well, quite frank, there's one bomb site that's had a distinct advantage. I mean, you're not really going to usually run into B pretty easy. You're going to get stopped by players at B. Formally able to open it up with a first blood here on Enable. He's going to pick up a second one on Attach. Clay's going to answer, taking out Karma. One player inside the B bomb site. Huge gunfight by Zuma there. Winning on Krim. It's going to be Clay. Last one alive for Faze. You're going to have Clay versus Scum. 1v1. Scum's going to win that one. It is going to be all tied up at 4-4. Scum, former teammate of Clay. So much history between these players. Clay, a former teammate of Scum, former teammate of Krim, former player for OpTic Gaming. Just a lot of history between Clay and a lot of the players on the other team. I mean, right? You can even link Clay and Karma. No, one player leaving Cole, one player coming in. It's a lot of history between these 2 teams and players. And you see Scum getting the better of Clay there, tie it all up at 4-4.
Well, jumping back on board with Zuma for this one, like you said, all tied up 4-4. And he's trying to get a first blood again, but look at the guns of OpTic Gaming. Heavily outgunned there. Zuma has to back off. Man stay alive, but kills are going down all over the rest of the map. Karma looking for Enable. He is going to get taken down by Enable as well. And now it's a 2 versus 3 advantage phase.
Yeah, and they're going to slow this down a little bit as you see Scump pushing around towards B. Krim just trying to lock down this A side. He's trying to buy enough time for Scump to make a play. Scump's the one in this situation. Gonna have to do something huge for OG. And just the patience. Perfect here from Scum. Probably listening to the calls from Krim. Just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. He's going to be able to pick up Zuma. Jumping over the top, trying to get Enable. He's going to get cut down. So it's going to be Enable and Attach. 2v1 here against Krim. Should be able to win this fairly easy.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as this bomb goes down, Krim's going to have a really hard time of tracking both of these players down and getting this defuse. However, we have seen Krim win these.
I was just going to say, I feel like the best players in these situations are Krim and JCap. I feel like I've seen JCap clutch so many 2v1 situations right there. Faze able to put themselves one round away from forcing the next map. But I feel like Krim and JCap, 2 best players in the 2v1, 3v1 situation.
Yeah.
I've seen so many clutches from those 2 guys. Just 2 great competitors. And then Attach, I would probably say the best 1v1 player in Call of Duty.
Well, you know what? It could come down to another scenario like that. I mean, it's been so tight all the way through the S&D. It is, however, map point.
I want to see the next map, to be honest.
It is going to be map points here for FaZe, and they need this to stay into this game. Now, is there going to be another big flank? Well, there's a Tatch coming forward this time. Is he going to make a big push? Looking for them. I think he's caught them on the rip. He is going to see one. Zuma's already gone down. It's now a 3 versus 3. Crimsy's going to go down as well. Attach going onto the flank. It's advantage FaZe. No, 2 versus 2. It has been traded back here. It's Karma and Scumpy.
Yeah, the new teammates for OG, and then you have Clay and Attach duo from the World Champions Denal. Attach just playing so far away from Clay, though, and Clay with the sniper rifle, so he has the pistol in his hand. Just trying to get a location on these OpTic players. I don't think they have any idea where they are. Attach going to spot one. He's going to be able to win that fight versus Scum.
No, takes
and
down the
he's going to be
second.
able to take down the second player. Bryce, we have a map number 6 on our hands.
We do have a map number 6 on our hand, Matt, and I think the smiles in the crowd and everybody watching this spectacle at home is more than glad of that. Unbelievable scenes here. It was neck and neck for so many times. Big plays coming out, though. Aggressive plays from FaZe made the difference on the day. 6-4. And it's 3-2 still to OpTic Gaming.
And Enable comes up big for FaZe, 9-6. See, Clay played fantastic all game long, 8-7 as well. You saw some big first bloods out of Zuma. On the other side for OpTic Gaming, nope, Karma 3-8, Crim 9-7. Nope, wanted to close it out on that one because going into Detroit uplink, I think FaZe probably forces a game 7. I say probably, and not entirely sure of this. No, you would have said FaZe, the stronger uplink team. They've shown that on comeback. I would say Detroit map that OpTic probably better on than comeback, I would say. So it's going to be about
I
even.
would agree with you there. I'm going to be really interested to see
Yeah.
some of the aggressive pushes into school.
I just want to
actually,
see Riot S&D to close out.
yeah. Let's be honest with you. This one deserves a game 7.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the uplink could go either way. Like I said, I think we see a game 7 though.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I mean, it's been kind of neck and neck, and these teams are trading here, playing on their strengths and weaknesses. Let's be honest, right now, from the end of game number 2, we were sitting here going, is this really going to be this easy for OpTic Gaming? Turns out the answer is no.
No, and you didn't think that FaZe was going to go down like that.
No,
Right?
it
This
was,
is a team for world-class players, for the best players in the world. They're not going to get, beat by 80 in hard points and 6-0 and S&Ds, and they're just going to kind of walk on their way home. This is a team that was going to fight until the end, and I think you're going to see this go the distance.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, this has got to go to a game 7, surely. Yeah, you got to say. I mean, this could go absolutely either way, though. This for me is just an absolute spectacle of high-level Call of Duty. I'm actually just enjoying the game just to enjoy the game.
Right, I think potentially could be the best series we've seen.
Yeah.
In Advanced Warfare.
Two teams, peak of their powers.
Right, we still have 2 maps left here, but I think so far from what I've seen, this has been one of the best series that we've seen in AW this year. And guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's going to be Detroit Uplink, a game number 6.
Check this out.
You wanna rub my boner?
Here comes the money.
choice it would be. But
He doesn't pull it.
Gets it.
There's one. Oh, it's
no,
going to be
he's
close.
Snipe. He gets the second one. Clay, the MVP with the 2 snipes. All smiles, high fives coming from attached. The birthday boy able to pick it up.
Wow, and look at that, the accuracy there. And I mean, you know, in those close quarters.
They really have fun while they were defending the flank over and over again. Another thing with doing it, eventually you will get overwhelmed in that position. The other thing will be able to eventually break it, get like maybe get a 2-piece of touch. Oh my goodness! There's
Surely
not. Can he pick it up? He gets it. The entire team at TCM taken out in a matter of seconds. Attach, man. He is young. He is still developing as a player, but God, he is disgusting.
Moved quite high.
Mochilla taking poor advantage of TCM.
Yeah, they had a very off game in there. They seemed to fall apart after looking quite strong to start with. However, jumping on board with Crimsix first of all, nades flying everywhere. Clayster will get first blood.
Such a smart pre-nade by Clay. I haven't seen many teams do that.
Oh,
Able to
Karma.
catch one right off the break, and that happens. Formal and Karma. Karma picking up 2. Formal getting 1 in the middle. He's going to push, try and put some pressure on the spawns of Faze. Maybe his teammates can throw the drone back into the base. Not able to get into the back of that base, stay alive for long. It's going to be drone controlled by OpTic Gaming, though. Scump's going to leave that mid-Atlas area. It's quite odd. Would like to see him make a play on the drone. Nobody's touched the drone yet. You know, OpTic had 3 players around and nobody likes to touch it. It's going to be 3 dead for OpTic Gaming. Would like to see them pick the drone up. I mean, nobody in position to make a play there. Scump's in garage. Now, it's going to be Faze in
big.
control of the drone. Zuma in perfect position to really lock these spawns down. Should be able to put in 2.
Enable going to be able to get it down, and Zuma just preventing OpTic Gaming from pushing as fast as they would like to shut that one down here. First blood in terms of uplinks will go to Faze, of course. Crimsix getting shut down again here, and Faze will start winding up, looking for another push.
Why did OpTic never touch the drone there, Bryce? I mean, it's not like they had one player mid-map, and then they had nobody by there to have support. They had 3 players in the middle of the map, and they just ran right by and went into garage, and right after that happens, I mean, 3 dead, and then Faze grabs the drone, and they just bring it in for 2. It's going to be Clay knocking down a 1-point shot there from the end of the school building. But Bryce, want to go to a listening with Faze. They're putting the pressure on OpTic right now. See how many points they can put on the board.
Clear flank, guys. Clear flank. Clear center, orange box. Let's go. Stay left. Stay left. Yeah, stay left.
Back out.
Yo, 2 Ariamos right now. Ariamos.
One shot. There's no one there. Back Alice. One coming sidewalk. One's back Alice.
I made back Alice.
One blue. Let's go. 2 dead. Let's get Scumpy. Come down middle street, maybe.
He's in stairs.
I'm stunned. Eyeball. I might go score now.
He's in pair, 1 sec. He's dead.
Nice. Let's go. I'm behind you guys. Remember,
Top 10 weak.
Go,
Top 10 dead.
Go.
Top 10 dead.
I'm going for a dunk.
No, push me. Mystery, go upstairs. School stairs behind you guys.
I got it.
Watch out. Let's go, baby. That's 2 dead. We're missing Karma and Crim.
He's on.
Yeah, he's on ball.
Do not let him counter.
He just threw it.
Yo, fire window right now. I got Crim.
Hey, flanking. One flanking. I'm looking hotel.
I threw it out.
Yo, what's elbow right now?
He's in hotel. 3 dead. Let's get Karma. Boxes. Watch out, Karma. Boxes. Going back ambulance or front top Alice. You saw him in ambulance top Alice. You grab ball. One shot. That was Karma.
Hey, fire window.
Go help him in school, boys.
Fire window, guys.
I'm nading school stairs.
I got 2. Let's
I need
go.
school stairs. Careful.
I got ball.
I'm in school. I'm waiting for you guys.
He's on fire.
Yo,
I got him.
lockers.
I turned it to school.
He grabbed the ball. He's right in front of you. There's gonna be more. Another one behind you. They're going elbow or blue.
I'm in hotel.
Watch the flank. They like to flank, dude. They're gonna flank us from this street. One in our
Yo,
ambulance.
Scum's hotel. Guys, Scum's hotel.
Formal's ambulance.
Yeah, he has a ball ambulance.
Play like. Yo, we can count this.
Yeah, counter.
Go for counter.
One more top 4.
Hurry, quick.
Remember, do
There's
not
top
pull
Alice.
up,
One's
don't
top
pull up.
Alice. I'm gonna go
Two on
pit.
base.
2 back
Yo,
Alice.
2 back Alice. Nice.
3 back Alice. I'm going fire window.
Nice.
Kill me. One park is here.
yo,
Pit. Scumpy's pit. One at our half wall ambulance. Top Alice. One was pit. Scumpy was pit.
Pit, Scump.
We gotta kill Scump.
Yeah, he's in garage.
I'm looking garage window.
I can flank off.
I'm looking garage window.
Well, Mr. X, big plays there from OpTic Gaming, actually. A big surge. You can hear the fast and furious communication coming in from Faze. Just to try and lock that one down, they knew it was coming in, and they just got all of the kills OpTic Gaming to bring this back to 5-2.
Faze was just playing for a counter there. As soon as OpTic got the drone, got near their base, you could hear Clay. No, give it to him. Let's play for a counter. They tried to set up for mid-map, but 3 players all around Atlas for OG, and that actually ended up preventing them to relay, right? I mean, they have a guy in the Faze base able to slay out a little bit more. should have been able to relay. You see Enable and Zuma both picking up kills. Attach going to get one as well. The drone being pushed up by Faze. Karma's going to get taken down. It's going to be a pass, Clay, to Zuma to put that one in. You see it coming in from OG. They're going all the way on the overextension. There's one player in the Faze base. Huge kill by Clay, though.
It was. Scumby just picked that up, maybe at the wrong second. It just kind of respawned back onto him. Former, though, looking to put some more pressure on here. I like to see this from OpTic. A little more pressure to just push Faze back into their base here. Still no pickup on the drone from OpTic Gaming. They're just not able to get enough of Faze down to do it, and it is going to reset now. Clace is going to go down as well. Scump runs straight past it, looking to push forward and waiting for his team to reinforce.
Yeah, he's going to try and lock down these spawns, see if a teammate can get over towards that drone and just throw it into the Faze base. And you see the drone starting to head over towards Scump. He's going to get the pass. He's going to get cut down, though. Clay with a huge kill right there. Karma, he's going to go for the drone. There's another player for OpTic in the vicinity. Crim needs to go big. 5 seconds left. He's going to go for the 2-point play. Shut down by Enable, though, at the end. It's going to be 7-2. In favor of Faze going into the second half.
OpTic just had to go in 1v1. They were bull diving and looking to try and grab that one there, but you know what? Faze clutched up and just wouldn't allow them to get it. God, I think Crimsix, if he hadn't been hit just before grabbing that ball, would have just had enough armor and life to put that one home.
Yeah, no, it's Formal and Karma, the two leading factors for OpTic Gaming this far. So, you know, down by 5. Can they make the comeback now from good side?
Well, this is exactly what we're going to find out. This is what we thought it would come down to as well, their X. Is it going to be enough for the guys on Faze to hold this one down as 3 of them drop already? Scumby's going to be last alive. Now having to furiously backpedal to kind of make up some ground as he does pick up a 2-piece, and that does slow down Faze enough. That is huge for OpTic Gaming.
Oh, without a doubt. If Scump doesn't pick up those kills, Faze takes
this
that
could be
drone,
bad.
and they just run further down the map, and you see Attach. He has a good chance to go for a 1-point. He actually gets behind glass. Going to use his cover. Going to put in 2. So a huge 2-point play from Attach. And that is a mishap from OpTic Gaming. They push up so far off the map that one Scump dropped with the drone. I don't think they knew where Attach was. He was able to just pretty much run scot-free into the OpTic base. Going to be Crim with the drone in hand for OG. Going to try and reset his armor. Now has one player in lockers. He's going to get naded. And that's something we've seen a lot from Faze on this map thus far. Nope. Seems like Enable and Clay both running a ton of nades. And it's really, I mean, we've seen it pay off a few times for Faze.
Now, Zuma holding this going Garage. I was wondering if he's going to play it there, but no, his teammates are making a string of kills, which is allowing him now to push forward. Can he make anything of this? A 1-point play may be the idea, but no, Zuma's still holding on to his teammates, trying to pick up the kills here, going for the 1. It looks good, and it is. 10-2 now to Faze.
A fantastic route by Zuma, and the hurt is on Bryce. 10-2. Faze really bringing it to OG. If OG is going to make the comeback, they need to start now. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. It's going to start with drone control. 3 players dead for Faze. Now it's going to be all 4 down. OpTic Gaming moving the drone up the map. Bryce, this is a crucial time in the game for OpTic Gaming, and I want to go to a listen-in.
Oh, he's on pit. He's going in box.
Still.
He's going for block. He's going for ball.
He's one shot with ball.
I couldn't get him. One
more. Watch out, blue steps. Box. You can just play it if you want. Play it, Seth. Alright, we got Don't 15 it. Just play it.
One stop box.
Wherever I can. Yep. I'm looking back.
He's in pit.
I got one back out.
Attaches pit or small door.
I'm in blue.
Yeah, one's pit. Right now. One smaller. He's garage.
That's 2 small door. Nice.
Push it. One got bust up right now. I'm looking. I got ball. Back base. Got one.
He's right side lockers. He's lockers. Pushing main. He's a main.
Main weak.
I got him.
Dead. He jumped out on you.
I passed.
He passed it to you. Go.
I couldn't get it. I didn't do it. My fault.
Well, stop box.
They played it. We have a lot of time.
Okay, one's flanking elbow and one's sidewalk.
Top box.
Zuma flanked us.
Top box and half wall.
Nice. Zuma's behind us, our elbow.
Ball guy's weak, guys. Come on. He's weak. He's so weak.
One more ambulance.
Matt.
One more. One's our Humvee. Nice. Another one there, Zuma.
Nice.
Go stairs weak.
I'm looking. You gotta get ball. We gotta set up this now, dude. Yep. We gotta run. We gotta lock
Fire. He's full lockers.
I'm coming.
Run this show. Sidewalk. I got one.
Nice.
Sidewalk. I got 2.
Nice 2.
He's lockers. Lockers kill me.
Alright.
Yeah, well, let's guys lockers after that.
I got him.
Clay.
Hang on in here. He's on me. I got him. I'm
Nice.
okay, 2 guys back to base.
We got this.
A lot of time, boys.
Everyone side. You 2 slide.
Nice. 2.
That's 2.
One's probably in blue, Damon.
Yeah, okay, he's backfire. He's wall.
One shot on ball.
He's on ball. He's gonna try 15 it.
15.
All good.
All good.
One more pit somewhere.
Okay. Sidewalk dead. Sidewalk 10, sidewalk 10.
Oh,
It's all good. One more in blue.
Lockers,
one more in blue,
lockers,
guys.
lockers.
One more in blue.
Yeah, I'm watching the
Flank.
flanking.
He's full flank. Full flank.
Watch out, A notes. Watch out, A notes.
Stun the lockers.
Okay.
Stun the
Push
lockers.
it, Damon, stay alive. Damon, stay
Yeah.
alive.
Push it up.
One school main to fire right now.
Alright, I got ball. I'm
They
gonna
got me. Attach his fire window.
Yeah, and in blue, and 2 guys fire. In blue, they're gonna be on ball. One's gonna push
Try
to blue.
15 in it.
They might 15 it, guys. Yeah, he's in blue.
Yeah, he's
Here,
going.
Blue. One pusher, 18.
They got me. Zuma's under Humvee.
I got it.
He threw it.
No, he
They
missed.
missed.
He
They missed.
You gotta play that.
Well, there you go. You can hear OpTic Gaming desperately trying to rally that one there for their squad. Maybe too little, too late, however. You know what? That was a big play there to 15 at that point. OpTic Gaming were just holding control of mid-map for so long. Eventually, though, Faze managed to break through here. Not quite over yet as the dunk will come in. Scummy will put it home 13-8. A 5-point game, but only 40 seconds to make it happen.
But look at the middle of your map, Bryce. I mean, it's
that's-
everybody from Faze there. Enable's going to get another 15-second reset. And that one is almost going to put it in the box. I would say it definitely is. It would be crazy if OpTic were able to come back. I actually don't think it's even possible, you know, with how many times they'd have to score and then the drone to reset. So, Faze forces a Game 7 here at the Gfinity Summer 100K. I feel like it's the only way this tournament should have ended, right? I mean, these two teams, not to say they dislike each other, but it's such a rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go through the next month, 2 months with the next event coming up with the questions of how they lost this event.
If you're OpTic Gaming there and you lose this to Faze, everybody's going to say Faze is a better squad. If you're Faze and you lose OpTic Gaming, everyone's going to be saying, you know what, there's an off. It was an off tournament, yeah.
But I don't think it's either the case. I think these two teams, I mean, on the day, they're the best in Call of Duty.
I think they're a level above almost anybody else.
Yeah. They're definitely a level above pretty much every other team. I think right now, the clear-cut 2 best teams in Call of Duty, you're going to see it go all the way to a Game 7. It's going to be a Riot S&D, which, it's interesting, with how heavily favored it is offensively, who's going to have the offensive side to kick things off, who is going to pull out the stops, strategy-wise, who's going to pull out the right calls. I think these two teams so even, it's going to come down to the strategies by both teams. We can take a look at the scoreboard real quick. It's going to be Karma for OG. 24 and 28 at the top, 2 uplinks to his name. You see Krim 21 and 34 uplinks. Formal, yet again, another strong performance.
And Naval
29,
top of that
25.
scoreboard again.
And Naval's been crushing in this final. I mean, you could have made the argument in some of the other finals these two teams have met up. And, I mean, well, barring UMG, Naval really hasn't played his best. Naval showed up today.
He most certainly has. I mean, I was looking at Naval, and the great thing about Naval is consistency. If you go back over his stats and you look at what he actually does, it's consistency. He's not usually the player you're going to talk about in these games, that are being at the top of the scoreboard, making huge numbers. But what he will do is just put it down consistently and reliably. This game, different. He is making the numbers.
And he's been a force in Call of Duty, but just been, in those high-pressure situations, how he was going to handle that. Definitely has showed up today. Take a look at the rest of the score. I mean, 31-27 out of Clay, 25-25 from Zuma, Tatch 22 and 24. Everyone doing a nice job in the OBJ for Faze. So this one goes all the way to a Game 7. Don't think it should have ended any other way, Bryce. I don't know who's going to win this Game 7.
Nope, it's one of those ones. I'm scared to even call it.
I'll talk once that we see who has which side. I want to see who has offense. I want to see who's on defense in the first round. And I want to see how those first 2 or 3 rounds play out. I think on Faze's side, they get offense first. You can do some interesting things with the sniper.
I can see it taking over in your mind. You're sitting there going, maybe, maybe not. I mean, this game has actually been so crazy.
You're think of it in your head. The entire time I've casted Riot this entire weekend, I've seen nobody go to B first. And usually sometimes they do it online in the Pro League, and you see teams like to throw something crazy and just go B in a first round, which, to be quite honest with you, it's so easy to take. Why would you even risk it? But I think you're going to see both teams on defense stack up on A or just hit that flank early.
You've got to, in this scenario, we've played 6 maps so far. It's been a long tournament for both squads. Do you risk it in that first, round there? It's a risk. You're taking a risk of, if we have the attack here and we do something unconventional, do we jeopardize our chances?
Why not?
You know what? Why not?
To win tournaments like this, you got to make bold calls. You got to pull out all the stops. I mean, if you think that's something that you can take an easy round, because then it forces them to be honest, right? I think the easiest way if you're going to win defensive rounds easy on Riot, is that, either just flood out A and just pick those players off, maybe have a player on 3-story, and then you're able to just jump up, take a good look on bomb. If you give at least a B look, at least once on offense, they have to play. They have to play honest on the map on defense. So when I mean that, I mean they have to at least respect the fact that you could possibly go B. Otherwise, they're just gonna stack A, and you're gonna win it a lot on offense. But that one time you're gonna lose it.
This almost sounds like a speech is starting. You're about to preach here.
It's gonna lose you this map. No, you can't play scared and just stick with your own strats. You gotta get creative here in this game 7.
I agree with you here. Not only does the B push kind of have that, but it forces a split from the defensive team. It forces a completely different split.
Otherwise, you're just gonna get stacks at the A side.
Yeah.
So,
you know, also it's kind of the same thing you say with sniper rifles. Really, if you play a sniper rifle and destroy, then it actually prevents the other team from peeking as often as they would like. Yeah. They have to play a lot different. They have to play around the sniper rifle.
And we're going to need a reset as both teams wanted the offensive side. I don't know why they would want offense on Rat. Couldn't tell you what would that give them any type of advantage here in this game 7.
Well, you know what? It's got some tactics in play. Both squads ready to rock here. And I think the only player in game was Replays was the guy we were waiting for. So we are going to go for another reset here. I'm sure this is the anticlimactic that we have to restart it.
We waiting on Replays a long time.
Yeah. This is curious. I mean, like I said,
he didn't catch it.
No, I didn't catch it at all. I completely missed that one.
Well, we're missing. It's actually going to be Nable. Nable was on the wrong team.
Oh, but Replays didn't spawn in.
Replays is.
Yep, that's right. Okay.
Anyway, it's game 7. It's been a long day.
It has been a long
Bryce
day.
is jet lagged from living here.
Yeah, I am. You completely thrown me through a loop. I'm actually
I have no
off.
idea who's even playing at this point.
I've completely gone off.
Yeah, I think this one, obviously, OpTic's going to try and start on the offensive side. You expect whoever had the chance to take that side would have elected to do it, unless you know something everybody else clearly doesn't know. But I think on the defensive side, like we were talking about, you got to get creative. I think through the middle push, 3-story, just jumping up and down, checking the bomb site. Maybe an all-4 flank through B. And you just go walk. You can literally just walk down the B street on defense. I mean, how many times do we see nobody even go over towards B on offense? And we're about to jump right into the action. It's going to be Game 7, OpTic Gaming against Faze here. Your UMG Summer 100K Grand Finals. This one has all the makings of a classic.
I was so caught up in the game, I was calling wrong players and everything.
Yeah, you were nervous. I would not want you on my team in a Game 7, Brycey.
All composure is lost. However, these two teams won't do any such thing. Much more talented than I am. On board with Karma, first of all. And it is a vanilla play from them. However, you know what it isn't? A vanilla play from the guys on Faze.
Yeah, so Bomb's going to go down, all 8 players alive. Enable's just going to be playing up in this mid, and I hate when players try to push through fire here. You saw Zuma there trying to make a play through the middle of the map. But players run through there all the time. It's going to be Clay picking up that first blood right there. There's one player all the way in the back at B. It's going to be Krim trying to work across the map. He's going to be the last player alive for OpTic Gaming. This would be huge if Faze is able to win this. Krim's going to pick up 1. Can he get the second on Bomb? Not able to do so. So we talked about how huge defensive rounds were. Faze comes out. The first round of Game 7 takes the defensive side.
They most certainly do. I mean, that long flank from Krim could have worked out there, but just didn't have the pressure. And it's one of those things you take a risk in when you go for long flanks.
Yeah.
If you do it and it doesn't work out or you're not there in time, you actually leave your team at a disadvantage. You're not able to trade. You're not able to do a lot of things.
Look at this. Right off the bat, you see OpTic stack A. What was I talking about?
I feel like you've been coaching them.
I feel like I've worked with a guy like Clay before, and they're actually going to get control of the B site. Should be able to plan it down, and OpTic caught completely off guard. And I feel like it's a lot harder to come on the flank from A to B because you're just not used to doing it often, right? I mean, how many times do you have to flank all the way through A to go to that B site? You see, I believe that's going to be one player from OpTic going the long way around. It's going to be Clay trying to fight Karma above him. Karma's going to get the best of Clay, win that one. Krim's going to pick up Zuma. It's going to be Attach and Enable, the last 2 alive for Faze. Just trying to play the clock. Enable's going to leave Attach a little bit out to dry there. Now, it's going to be Enable in a 2v1, just trying to play the clock here. Look at this sneaky spot playing from Enable. It's going to try and get a look on the bomb. Not able to do so, so OpTic answering right away, winning a defensive round. And if you would have told me, Brycey, the defensive side would have won the first 2 rounds of this map, I would have said you were just as crazy as Replay spawning in.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so
that is just.
That's not going to be forgiven for any long time here.
At this point, just throw every stat we have out the window.
Yeah. This is going to come to a game of can of play. I mean, there was so many small things there. Clayster jumping out and pre-shotting, and the player wasn't there as above him. That could have gone a very different way if he hadn't have done that and caught the player on the flank. But wasn't to be here. Let's jump on board with OpTic Gaming, though, for the attack in this one. And interesting. We seem to have lost a little bit of connection.
Yep, it's going to be, looks like OpTic trying to go over towards that B bomb site. Don't really know what's going on.
No, me either, unfortunately. It's going to be a little bit of a wait here. And it does seem like we're just waiting on a little bit of a reset to begin with here. Which is probably good, right? Because I need the break anyway, because I'm making all kinds of ridiculous calls.
I think that everybody needs a reset right now.
Yeah. Well, no, see now they're trying to get replays in.
It's
That's
a
what it is.
tactical timeout. I've seen this before. It's a tactical timeout.
It certainly is.
Seems like Faze is calling a tactical timeout here. See all the players in the booth. We actually have the other monitor on our screen. Just kind of hanging out, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to just get their minds in the right spot. This one should be getting underway again pretty shortly.
Yeah, it should be here, and this is going to come down to a minute. I mean, something that's already tense between these two squads, right? 3-3. It's 1-1 on search and destroy. We're about to kick it off again, and now there's a bit of...
This is crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, just with this just happened right here, I don't know how, Evo, they had an issue with a controller here in the finals of their Street Fighter 1, but this is just on bar with that craziness. And guys, I believe we have Puckett at the analysis desk to talk about what's going on.
We're going to Game 7, Round 11, Matthew J. Morello. It's going to happen. Swanee, we were just praying it wasn't going to end early. We wanted to see this one go the distance, and we got our wish.
I mean, aside from the fact that it's deviated from our prediction, which is the first prediction, by the way, folks, that I've lost the entire event.
He's pretty good at his job.
Don't particularly want to jeopardize sort of the competitive integrity, so we won't even touch on the ongoing map, obviously. But
Absolutely.
we'll speak about the previous maps briefly if you want. Again, kind of expected that OpTic did lose the comeback uplink. It's proven to be their weakest uplink by far. I think you were mentioning it sort of. There seems to be a bit of confusion within roles. I know Karma and Krim particularly. Krim was particularly struggling in the uplink, whether he's just not comfortable in his role as an AR or an SMG. I know you said that previously Mr. X made a good point that Krim sort of was saying him and Damon were sort of switching up roles a bit before the event and trying different things out. Doesn't seem to be working at the moment.
Shane, I mean, the comeback uplink, that one I kind of expected, but did you expect Detroit to go as in favor of Faze as it did?
No, none whatsoever. Swanee mentioned before that Detroit is probably OpTic's best uplink map. And he just mentioned again, Krim, he wasn't playing to his usual standard. He's usually a great uplink player, if not OpTic's best uplink player. So for whatever reason it's going wrong, I have no idea. But again, Enable has played insane today, and he's played even better in the final. And for him to be doing as well as he is the reason why FaZe have managed to pull this back.
You were saying Enable's the best player on FaZe in this grand final.
At the moment, yes. I don't know what's happened. He's insanely underrated purely because he's not one of these players that makes an insane 4-piece like Scump. But he's so consistent throughout and he's just consistently making like 1 pieces, 2 pieces. And not to mention, which we can't see as much, what else he brings to the game in team. This guy is just a natural born champion. He's been winning since before I was born.
So Shane was saying Enable's kind of the top performer so far in this best of 7 from FaZe. Swanee, who do you feel has been the top player for OpTic Gaming through our first 6?
I think Enable's certainly been the most consistent, sort of perhaps a little bit ahead of his teammates in terms of consistency throughout the entire series. On the other hand, OpTic Gaming, Krim first map, obviously, what did he drop? 47 million or something? A ridiculous amount of kills, couldn't even keep up at the end. Then it was Formal, Retreat, Hardpoint, we expect it. Maven, who's probably sleeping somewhere, I bet it'll be a shame for him to miss it because obviously every Retreat Hardpoint Maven just seems to cry tears of joy every time Formal gets a kill. And he ended up with 40-something on that map.
There's a lot of tears coming out that game.
Yeah, solidify the win for them. I think it was Formal again on the Search and Destroy Biolab. It was 10-1, but that was really sort of just a clinical team performance. And their execution, they always sort of seem to, and I know I briefly mentioned the mini-map, the importance of it. If you watch, they're always fighting sort of 2v1s in S&D. They're so effective at sort of isolating one player, singling him out, getting that kill, and then focus on the next one. And FaZe just weren't able to deal with it in the end.
You know, I almost don't want to talk about the Search and Destroys at all, so we'll just kind of breeze with the overview on this one. What was it, a 6-0 on Biolab?
6-0, yeah.
So, dominant performance from OpTic Gaming. But then to stay alive, back against the wall, we saw FaZe taking the second search. This is now, of course, the third Search and Destroy so far. It can go either way. The map's riot. Anything could happen here. We always see the attacking side winning. And through our first 2 rounds, it's the defending squad. So really excited to see how the rest of this one plays out. But let's touch a little bit more on the uplinks and the hard points. Swanee, OpTic Gaming winning both of the hard points, but I think on Retreat, everyone was a little bit nervous that after a dominant first half from OpTic Gaming, we were going to see the Faze comeback.
Yeah, and we saw on the last cell actually, Faze managed to pull it back by 20 points or something. I know you turned away for like a second, blinked your eyes. Next thing you know, Faze are almost back in the game, and it was sort of testament to OpTic's composure and experience, I guess, that they were able to close out the win. Honestly, I think it just came down to marginal kills. What was it? I think they won by 10 points in the end, OpTic. Unlike the first high point where it was an absolute whitewash, but I think SMG play particularly, even though Formal dropped sort of 40, we touched on the fact that Crim had 13 captures and 80 engagements. I think he ended up 40 and 40. So aside from, I think Formal dropped the 40 on his team with the AR, Clay dropped 40 on his, which you expect on retreat. You expect the ARs to be putting up those kills. But Crim in that instance was the difference maker with the 80 interactions and putting his body on the line, just contesting.
Right, I'm looking through here, guys, and shout out to everyone on the Reddit who has been keeping track of all the scores and posting screenshots of the scoreboards. Really appreciated, I'm sure, not only by the fans out there, but myself up here in the caster booth. But general overview of the series, we saw 207 to 143 was the first hard point there on Solar, went to OpTic Gaming. Second map was Biolab S&D, went to OpTic Gaming. So they're up 2-0. They need 4 wins to close this out. Game 3, though, that comeback uplink, 12-4. Coming out of the Faze clan. Really nice game out of them before OpTic was able to win a very narrow retreat hardpoint. So 3-1. OpTic Gaming has been on match point for a while now. Faze had the momentum. Do you think this pause is affecting the Faze squad more than it is OpTic Gaming, or is this kind of even playing field right now?
I'd probably say it's more beneficial for Faze given the fact that they won the previous map, so they're sort of still kind of riding the high from the previous map. And emphasized by the fact that they won Detroit uplink, which is unequivocally OpTic's best uplink map, if not their best map overall. And to kind of touch on the uplink a little bit, they were just unable to sort of get any play. I mean, they kind of pushed School, but they weren't able to sort of stay alive in School. And that's something Faze conversely did incredibly well. Is it wasn't just the fact that the guy in School was picking up kills. It was just he was staying alive and being a nuisance and buying time for the players who were spawning up green to rotate back and help him out.
That game 6 was massive, Shane. Shane, I haven't let you talk for a little bit here, man. Thoughts overall on the series?
Well, overall, I called a Game 7 Faze win, and hopefully you're on board for that, because I need to get something right this weekend. I've got like 97,000 of them wrong.
We called that on Thursday. You and I were with Faze. Swanee, who are you? You're OpTic Gaming in this one, 4-2?
Yeah, but at this point, since it's gone last
now,
map, yeah, I'm not even going to... I don't want to change my prediction, but I'm not even going to say anything. Let's just sit back and appreciate it, I guess.
It's going to be an epic matchup. I can kind of see out of the corner of my eye. More and more players are getting into the game, guys. It will be kicking off here in just a little bit. For anyone who has missed any of the action, we're going to be posting it up on YouTube. Make sure you check out youtube.com/Gfinity. And make sure you're following Gfinity. There's a very special announcement for all of the European competitors out there who are going to be looking forward to some Pro League action. We're going to have a great announcement at the end of the show. Also, I'm going to be gathered with Swanee and Benson at the end of everything. We're going to take a bigger look back at the entire weekend on the ESR post show. Make sure you guys join us there on mlg.tv/ESR. But the action is going to be continuing here shortly, live from London. Make sure you guys are using the hashtag Gfinity 100K this matchup. The biggest finals cash load we have seen. $75,000 on the line. First place takes home 50 grand. It's time to send it back to our casters. Brycey, take it away.
Thank you very much, Puckett. It is time to come back to us here. X, if you'd like to explain exactly what is going to happen from now.
What we're going to do is we're just going to end the game. We're going to do a coin toss. Whoever wins the coin toss is going to walk away with first place. No, it's 100%. There are probably people out there who are not very happy with that. No, we're going to play up to 4-4. If it gets to 4-4.
If it gets to 4-4.
If it gets to 4-4, we'll end the game. We'll figure out all the totals of the scores, figure out who has offense, who has defense. Then we'll go back in. We'll play one more round.
And that's
it. That would be officially it. But no, right there, OpTic Gaming, before it ended, looked like they were going to go for a B push of themselves. So we're seeing different things here on Riot in this Game 7. We're not seeing the standard just, hey, let's just all flood A and just try and run at them.
It's a little bit of a mental game now because I'm guessing FaZe would be like, well, I don't know where they were going. And do OpTic go for the same B push now? Or do they go A thinking, oh, they might have known we're going B? Or it's one of those ones where it's kind of a double bluff. Like, what do they do now?
It's a lot of pressure on OpTic, right? I mean, FaZe wins that first defensive round. And OpTic's like, we kind of just gave that away. Usually in the series that I cast with Maven just before this, it was the fourth quarterfinals. It was actually the OpTic one. I think they won, Vitalia won one round. and they were able to win the S&D. So it was just one team that won that S&D defensive side on Riot was able to win the match. So you look at that, OpTic's behind the 8 ball. They lose that first round on offense. They come right back. They answer it with a defensive win of their own. And right, it's just an odd time to just kind of kill that momentum. Because now I feel like the mind games are even more,
it was heating up. The match was heating up. That was the greatest thing. And we're going, well, you even said yourself, throw the stats book out the window because that is not how we thought it was going to play out to begin with. And then obviously we had a disconnect and it didn't work either way. So this is kind of jumping back into this now. Let's see if we can build this hype back up here. It is the last map in the grand final to walk away the winners of the Gfinity 100K. And it could be anyone's game.
Yeah, so you're just tuning in. Obviously 1-1. Gonna play it from here on Riot. If it gets to 4-4, we end it. One team gets to 5. They have won the entire thing. So it's gonna be Faze on the defensive side of things. OpTic going back on offense. It'll be interesting to see if they go with the same strat that they were gonna run. It looked like they were gonna go over towards B. Let's see how they start this breakout.
Well, here you go, game underway, and we are on the attack with OpTic Gaming once again here. Do they switch up strategies? Do they have something in the tank that we're not going to be expecting? We could be seeing a massive battle go down mid. One already gone down to Crim. Crim will go down as well. Karma will trade that one away. Big kills going down from both teams at the same time. Karma getting a 2-piece there, bringing it into an attach. 1v3, and he has a sniper, not able to headshot Scump. He's trying to get him still, not able to. He'll be pinched and taken down. OpTic Gaming off the rip with the momentum.
And you'll take that. I mean, Crim jumps into mid-jail. He's able to get one, trade it right away, but that made it pretty easy for Karma to pick up 2, right? Players flying in from, there's really only 3 spots they can come from in there. Attach, the only one alive with that sniper rifle in the back. Easy round for OpTic, going to put them up 2-1.
Well, can we see the squad of Faze come back into this one here? And I did just see a sniper rifle. I think it's actually gone now. They have put it away again. And it's going to be, looks like a vanilla push if I'm perfectly honest with you, but anything could happen. They could suddenly wing this one around. It's going to be very aggressive. Attach is going to go straight in here. Going to pick up the first kill on Formal. Has managed to get that here. Now, will this be traded away? He sees Scumpy backing off, using the objective there, but Scumpy will take down Zuma anyway. But another kill goes down. It is advantage Faze at the moment.
It's huge for Attach to get control of top 3. It's going to allow Enable to plant that bomb. Attach, though, still working on this bottom 3 area. There's a big flank coming in, though, from one of the members of Faze. Can work all the way around a basketball court. That's going to be Clay, but look at there's a player by fire from OpTic Gaming trying to make a play through this cut. Yes, one player to his right.
I think Enable and Scump just saw each other and nothing happened. 2 versus 2,
I'm not exactly sure that Enable saw him, and Scump's going to get good position here. He's able to win that gun battle. Karma might be able to defuse the bomb. Karma's going to get one. 20 seconds left. Karma versus Clay.
Doesn't know where Clay is imagining that he's down there, but he's not. Clay on that big flank eventually pays off for him. 1-1 or 2-2 in total score.
Yeah, I don't think Karma had any idea where Clay was playing that from. And Clay
he played the, kind of where you would expect Clay to be.
And Clay did a nice job not getting too over anxious and popping shots at Karma, missing, letting Karma get away, and then just doing something crazy. We're going to have a 2-2 game here. Game number 7. Going to be OpTic back on the offensive side of things. It'll be interesting what they do. Looked like they had a B push that round before that reset. Not going to bring it out now. Looks like we're going to see a standard A, but I feel like later in the game that's going to come into play. You're going to see Faze flood through B. Should be on the flank quick.
Well, how OpTic Gaming going to play this a quick plant may go in their favor, but there's already been guns going down. It's going to be Crim who's engaging first of all. Looking to Clay heavily. Stand up. Clay will trade that one away as well. You can see Karma is going to be getting that plant on. Formal going Overwatch. And they're going to be defending from the other side here as Faze will try and push in. Big play coming in. Enable actually directly underneath. This is going to kick off very, very fast here as Attach is trying to put some shots on. Managed to get away. No, Formal will go down to Enable, and now it's disadvantage to OpTic Gaming. They are all over the map at this point.
They're so spread out, Bryce. It's going to be Scump working up to second story. Enable's going to be able to pick up Karma. Scump, the last one alive for OG. He's going to be able to take the player out on bomb.
This is huge.
Gonna dip out. Can he get the second one? Not gonna be able to do so. So a defensive round win for Faze. They're second here in game 7.
This is incredibly tense here. I mean, that could have gone either way. Scumpy made that first kill. Maybe could have played the time and just dipped out of it. But they had to chase him. They had to push down Scump.
Yeah, and Faze, like Swan was saying, down 3-1 in this series. OpTic with a few chances to put away. Faze gaining all the momentum here. That's a huge round. I mean, they win this one. They have a good chance of taking this game 7, and you're going to see Faze going back. Zuma going to be playing on that flank. See what they decide to do, though. Maybe rotate this bomb back.
Popped off a shot here. They're going to know at least somebody's there. And who's out on the flank? It's going to be Zuma. Zuma's watching the
Yeah,
flank.
he's just
for Faze.
watching it. I don't think he's got any intent of pushing this. I think if anything, Bryce, they end up rotating this bomb back towards the other
Yeah,
side.
Zuma will be feeding that information back and kind of saying, look, I've seen nobody here. Nobody's peeked. Nobody's actually said anything here. I think OpTic Gaming are thinking about that rotation themselves. Is it Faze just playing a mental game here and not letting themselves seen anywhere?
Yeah, OpTic's just going to spread around the map. They have to play a little bit more honest on all the sites, and it'll be a huge advantage once Faze elects which one they want to go to and just push it. And it looks like they're going to be heading towards the A site now. You're going to have Clay put down some shots. He's going to initiate the pressure for Faze. He's going to have a player directly underneath him. That's going to be Krim. Krim's going to put a few shots down and back down. Karma drawing the first blood in this round, though. It's going to be huge for Faze. See if they can make a play here.
Huge.
Attach, getting behind enemy lines, picking up one.
Attached to the flank there, cutting down OpTic's setup. Zuma getting another one there. That's huge from Attach.
How is he able to stay alive?
I don't know. He walked through the OpTic Gaming place. However, has been answered back by Karma. It will go down to Zuma. It's now 1 versus 1. Scumpy versus Zuma. 2 on fire SMGs in this game here. Zuma, however, with it all to do. And Scumpy has checked one of the bomb sites and is now screaming towards the other one here. Bomb down. Still a 1 versus 1. Anything could happen right now. And already Scumpy's going to see Zuma. But Zuma's in a better position.
I don't know if he actually saw him there, Bryce, to be honest. With the
I
way
think he did.
was
Look
looking,
at the way he's
sure.
looking now.
I mean, it's not the position he wanted to fight that out of. And no, he's still looking up top. I'm not exactly sure he saw him. Zuma able to win that 1v1. The two hottest players over the last few months square off there. Zuma gets the better of Scump in this one.
I think he did see him. Look at where he's looking. He's looking down bottom every single time. I think he saw him in fire and backed off.
I'm not sure he saw him cross from that roof. There's no way he saw that.
You don't think so?
I don't think
he might have seen him when he boosted up.
I think Scum probably, if he does see him, I think he probably runs out of fire and challenges him. I think he just jumps straight up and just eliminates that head glitch because he would have Zuma on the rise. I think that's a gun battle. Scum probably wins.
Well, we're going to find out. And now it's OpTic Gaming are behind. This is 4-2 in terms of aggregate. Zuma gets 2 straight off the rip. First blood Zuma coming into full effect here. Now Enable is going to have to just take him down. And oh my goodness. It's 5-2 here. This is round point for Faze.
It is Faze 1 round away from making an impressive comeback here against OpTic Gaming. Zuma, man on a mission here in this game 7, currently on a 6 streak. Karma doing all he can for OpTic Gaming, trying to keep him in it. Just not enough right now. They are 1 round away from taking your Gfinity Summer 100K.
That last round was a big push by Zuma, just jumping straight into A. Can he do something here again? One of the most aggressive S&D players you're ever likely to see. And unfortunately, I'm watching off the rip, and he's gone nowhere near anybody, which is fantastic.
And this is a round where Faze could have thrown in that B push, right? I mean, they have a lot of rounds to work with.
Yeah, you can throw something unconventional in and not really worry about it.
Clay's going to pick up 1, though. Huge play right there for that first blood.
But it's all been traded away again. It's numerical advantage to Faze. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Zuma and Attach.
It's a 2v1, actually, Bryce. It's going to be
Karma
Karma, last one alive.
That's it.
And that is it. Faze gonna win your Summer 100K Championship for Gfinity. A massive comeback, down 3-1 overall in the series. Oh, that is a shocking comeback right there. Looked like OpTic Gaming in complete control. And then Faze just the momentum too strong there at the end.
I mean, that was just such impressive play actually there from Faze to come all the way back. That's what champions are made of. So many positions where OpTic Gaming could have actually come back. But Faze showed what they were made of, showed the last tournament. We've got a medal in us here. The best of 7 really tied it down. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, your Gfinity 100K winners coming to the front of the stage. It's going to be Faze.
Yeah, you see Zuma's dad there in the background celebrating with his son, one of the best players in the game. You see Faze lifting that trophy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new champion. Faze proves that the last lane was not a fluke. They topple OpTic Gaming in the epic best of 7. And for their efforts, they will take home $50,000 $100,000 and the title of Gfinity 100K champions. Guys, what an epic finish to an incredible grand final.
I think it did it justice, to be honest. We didn't get the round 11 we were looking for, but I think that game 7 just about is enough for us. I think, you know, the fact that they managed to come back from a 3-1 deficit, fair play, you know, testament to the composure, especially I'm sure Clay played a huge part in it and sort of motivating his team and getting them pumped up.
I loved the energy that we saw from Faze throughout here as you see them with their photo ops. Nothing but smiles from attached throughout here. But towards the end of that game, Enable had to calm the team down. Zoom was on that hot 6 streak. He got everyone composed, and they were able to finish strong. Shane, what did you see from them in this final search?
The final map, I noticed that FaZe were trying things like a bit out of the ordinary. I think their first attack, they hit B, which is pretty unconventional. So, but on the attacks, they won the majority of the rounds when they just slowly pushed A, waited for each other, and just played for picks. I'd hate to think how much money Clay and Attach have won on Riot S&D. You'll remember they won that in the grand finals. Those two were the star players there. But this one, for me, on the Search and Destroys, I spoke about it before, how big Zuma's balls are. He showed it going for 30. He made all or he made all or nothing plays every single time, and the majority of the time he made that first pick.
Talk to me a little bit about this kind of statement that FaZe has made recently. So far in this game, it's been pretty one-sided. Aside from the Columbus opener and Worlds, it's always been OpTic Gaming on top. What do you see now with this new FaZe lineup?
Well, I mean, I think this is the first consecutive back-to-back tournaments the FaZe have won, correct? Previously, it's been OpTic, but no other team have managed to replicate it on Advanced Warfare. This basically says, in a sense, that kind of, one, they're here to stay. They want to sort of establish some form of dynasty and continue this run. But two, that they are, you know, regarded as the best team in the game at the moment, because I think just due to the nature of competitive Call of Duty and the fact that everything, all that practice, months and months of practice is condensed down to you form over a few days. Even though a team wins one event, you can't really say that, you know, they're outright the best team. But on multiple events, in multiple continents, on multiple weekends, you know, they're making a strong case for it at the moment.
It's pretty amazing to see this rivalry. We first got a glimpse of it at the X Games. That was a 4-0 from OpTic Gaming. They simply shut FaZe down. Following that, though, the roster swap. They bring in the world champions, Clayster and Attach. Enable and Zuma take their game to the next level. They get a first taste of victory at UMG Dallas, but everyone calls it a fluke. Now they do it again, but it had to go to game number 7. I think this is just the beginning of an epic rivalry we'll see to the end of Advanced Warfare, and I hope these two squads stay together for the start of Black Ops 3, because this is a matchup that I think we will see time and time again, and every time I think we're guaranteed an epic final, Shane.
100%. You mentioned about X Games. When they beat FaZe 4-0, they had Hugh and Slasher, who are incredible players. So that just shows what them to come back and beat OpTic here, that just shows what Clay and Attach can bring to the team.
Swani, overall thoughts on the weekend, my friend?
Ridiculous, to be honest. Disappointing that my final prediction didn't come true, well, mine did.
You can miss one for the weekend.
We'll let that slide. But even so, you know, props to FaZe, commiseration to OpTic Gaming, who I'm sure, you know, it's a crushing defeat for them. No doubt they will bounce back. I have absolutely no doubt that going into the World Championships, you know, for this late in the game, it's incredible how many events we've actually got left. You know, there's, 2-3 major events left in just a few months of competition. It's going to be interesting to see just how much sort of OpTic can try and bounce back from it and how much time they actually dedicate to it, obviously with the next game coming up. So it's a really hectic schedule still with sort of the close of the game coming about.
It's been a fantastic day, guys, and it's coming to a close. But before we end this show, we got to send it down to Mike Kent for the final interview of the week. And he's got our champions, the FaZe Clan.
Thanks, Chris. That's right. I'm here with the winning team. Wow, back-to-back champions. How do you feel, Clay?
Phenomenal. You know, we wanted to prove that Dallas wasn't a fluke. We didn't come out here and, you know, achieve our goal of getting the dream, but we came out with a dub, especially a really nice 3-1 comeback. So I'm really proud of me and my team, the FaZe organization, all out here supporting us. It meant a lot to us.
After you were 2-0 down, then you won a map, and then on stream we could see you actually talking behind a couple of the guys and sort of giving a really motivational speech. What were you saying?
You know, I was just kind of saying that we could tie the game up right now, or the series up right now. If we won that third map or the fourth map, we were tying it up 2-2. You know, I was just trying to get them focused on the task at hand. You know, sometimes you can get overwhelmed with everything that's going on, or how much is on the line. Being in the finals against OpTic Gaming, the best team in the world. You know, there's a lot of stuff going through your head, and I was just trying to get in their heads, be like, yo, none of it matters. All that matters is this map right here, this kill right here that you're gonna get this minute.
Very motivational then. So you're in the last map. it's the connection goes down. What's happening then? What do you say to the guys?
You know, it kind of sucked that it stalled out a little bit. You know, we're all in the mindset that we're playing its last map after we've come down from 3-1. We're in the last map and we're tied up 1-1 and the host drops. So it was really hard to keep us all like in that going mindset. You know, that mindset where we're playing, because after that break, you know, me and him went to the bathroom, just walked around a little, got some water and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just sitting there saying to them, like, yo, like, don't worry about that. Let's start off strong now that there's been a break, because they're going through the same thing right now. OpTic's going through the same thing right now. They're stalled out too. So if we come out swinging, then they're not going to be able to hang with us.
2 back-to-back championships. You know, what's next for you guys?
How about 3? Does that sound good?
What are you going to plan on doing with the winnings?
Most of my winnings ends up going in the bank account. You know, yeah.
1,000 on red tonight.
We're probably all going to put 1,000 on red each tonight just because of the way it's been going. Red for Faze Clan, you know, stuff like that. So hopefully we all come out a little bit richer after the casino.
Okay, well, this has been Down the Floor with the champions Faze. We're going to go back to the studio where Chris is going to check over more of the game.
All right, thank you guys. Excuse me. Congratulations once again. We've been here since 9 a.m. It is 11:30 over here. But congratulations once again to Faze taking home the championship here, their 2nd title in a row. They'll be looking to defend that, I assume, at the MLG Season 3 finals. Looking forward to hopefully another rematch there. Overall thoughts on the weekend, though, guys. I don't think it was just our Final 4 that proved to be the best squads here. I think Envy, who had a very tough bracket, may have been the 3rd strongest team. But let's take a look at how the matches broke down and, of course, how it all played out with the final placement, prize money. Swanee, run us through this, my friend.
Obviously, you've got the top 3, FaZe Clan, OpTic Gaming in 2nd. Obviously, we've just seen that thriller in the final at Game 7. If you guys didn't manage to tune in the consolation 3rd and 4th place, a really impressive 3rd place from OpTic Nation. I know they had a string of 3rd places on the previous title, Ghosts. I do believe this is the highest placement on this game so far. So an impressive showing for them this weekend and continuing their impressive run of form over in the European sort of environment. 4th place, Infused, again, another team which has far exceeded expectations in terms of how themselves and spectators and pretty much everyone involved thought the European teams would do. They've really,
absolutely,
they've been an absolute pleasure to watch throughout the entire weekend, especially Brandon. I thought he has his ups and downs. He's somewhat controversial play both in game and out of game. I think we saw in that interview we did earlier, but you know, fair play to them. 5th to 8th, you've got Team Elevate, Team Envious, Epsilon, and Vitality taking home 2,500 each. As you just pointed out, Team Envious, I think, honestly, the sheer caliber of their performance, they could be regarded as a top 3 team at this event, hypothetically, if it was, you know, a double elimination bracket. But unfortunately, given the format of the event, they did get knocked out in 5th to 8th. 9th to 12th, just missing out on the moolah, on the dollar. Hyper Games, Caliber, Nation, Rise Nation, sorry, and TCM. You know, pretty disappointing from Caliber and Rise Nation, having been eliminated in the pool play stage. I'm sure traveling over here, they were kind of at least hoping to make it out of there. So, you know, not the best running for those guys. And 13th to 16th, VWS, Liquid Gaming, the Italian lads, know them well. COD champs, 8th place. Black Ops 2, represent, fellas. And then IGI and Spirit Gaming finishing it off.
I think the biggest shocker there was Team Infused. Congratulations to the top-placing European squad. They really impressed a lot of people this weekend, as did Team Vitality with some of the performances they put on here on the main stage. But guys, with that said, we should also let you know the European Pro League is going to kick off with Season 2. It happens August 11th. That's next Tuesday. So if you want to watch your favorite European Call of Duty players go toe-to-toe here, make sure to tune into Gfinity.net and follow Gfinity on Twitter. They'll let you know with all of the match times. It's been a pleasure working alongside you guys. Swanee, love having you in the booth. Shane, oh, I'm stealing this one. Shane, awesome having you throughout the week. And also much love to Gunshi, who is with us for days 1, 2, and of course, most of day 3. Thank you all for tuning in to the Gfinity 100K. Immediately following this show, hit that refresh button. Tune into the ESR. Mr. X, Swanee, and I will be joined by Benson to break down the best action from throughout the weekend, as well as relive the finals one more time.
You're not on it? I'm on it.
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 Where are you at?